All right, how's it going, everybody? We are back for some more Nancy Drew. Boy, what game is this? This is probably the 5th, or that's got to be more than that, doesn't it? Hang on, I'll check. I have a whole spreadsheet of the games, so I don't lose track. Let's see, this is going to be, wow, game number 9 already. Can you believe it? But yeah, we're getting close to the end of what I consider the classic Nancy Drew games. But yeah. Anyway, we're gonna be playing Deception Island today, which yeah, this is probably somewhere in the middle for me. It's not like a super favorite of mine, but it's also not one that I don't really care for at all. So it's kind of middle of the road, I would say. There aren't any particularly hard puzzles or anything like that. I mean, no, big time wasters or anything like that are going to take forever. So we should be able to get this done in 3 hours, I think, easily, especially, knowing as I do, where all the stuff is and what order you have to do things in, etc., etc. So, yeah, I got my pen and my paper over here, ready to take notes, because I'm sure we're going to need to take notes at some point. Also, got my special adult Bravery Lemonade today, so I'm going to be cracking into that. Hope you guys don't mind. Got a bunch of these lying around the house, so I figured might as well try to demolish one. Or two, if possible. Not bad. But, yeah, let's just get right into it, huh? You'll have to excuse me. I'm guessing I'll probably have to mess around with the whole window in OBS like I did for the previous couple games. I didn't start it up early to try it or anything, so we'll see what happens. Let's see, Nancy Drew DT. So that's why it's up in my installed games. Here we go. And switch this one. Oh. Okay, well, the window is behaving. It seems like we've got audio, but it's not recording the right window. So let me... Oh, and there goes everything. Okay, you get back on that monitor. Okay. Game capture. Where's my game capture? Sound. Game. Okay. That's it. Screen. Okay, let's try turning that one off and turning that one on. Capture any full screen application? Is that gonna do it? Maybe? No? Okay, apparently that doesn't count as a full screen application to OBS. Also, hey, Gordolf. Who you calling? Nerd? Hi, Redman, how you doing? Glad you guys could stop by. Okay, well then let's turn that one off and go back to that one. Just do our monitor 1 capture. There we go. Okay. Sorry, I just gotta click over here in OBS to get that big red box off the screen. Alright, we're ready to go. Alright, let's get into it.
Welcome to my latest case, Danger on Deception Island. To learn how to play, choose Gameplay Overview. When you're ready to start the game, choose either Junior or Senior Detective.
Junior or Senior for this one. To be honest, I'm not sure what the difference between the two is, besides, obviously, well, you might still get a task list. I'm not sure. I don't know. I feel like it wasn't until the next game, Game 10, where they started tying the task list into difficulty. So even if I feel pretty confident we could try Senior. What do you guys think? Should I go the easy route, or should I go hard? Gordolf says go hard or go home. All right, I guess we're going senior. Let's get into it.
Dear Ned, here I am on a ferry bound for Deception Island, one of the San Juan Islands off the coast of Washington State. George's friend, Katie Firestone, is expecting me. Katie's a marine biologist who's doing research into deep water parasitic growth. She also owns a whale watching boat and takes tours out practically every day. I should be excited, but for some reason I feel on edge, like something's out of whack. Maybe it's because George and Bess arranged this little vacation for me, and sometimes their plans don't work out so well. Or maybe it's because we're about to dock at a place called Snake Horse Harbor. Kind of a creepy name for a town, don't you think?
Not as creepy as Deception Island?
Or maybe it's because I haven't been on vacation for so long that I've forgotten how to relax. Anyway, we're here. It's not raining, but it's not sunny either. It's just kind of gray. Maybe that's why I feel so strange. Every year's Nancy.
Also, hi Cassian. Glad you could join us. It is Nancy Drew time.
Katie?
Hi, you must be Nancy. I'm Katie Firestone. Come on, I'll take you down to the boat. Great timing, huh? I just got back from getting some groceries. George could not have picked a better time to arrange for you to come out here. Just last week, this orca showed up in the channel, and now it... Oh my gosh, what happened? Someone tore the place apart. The engine's a mess. Parts are missing, others are damaged. Why would somebody do this?
Do you have any idea who did this?
No. Look, you're on vacation. Just go relax. Or bike into town, or take my kayak out. It's at the end of the dock. Just always wear your life jacket. And don't go past the channel markers.
Okay,
and
Mom.
if the fog starts coming in, head to shore fast. The fog we get around here is as thick as cotton. And never go out without a GPS. That's a global positioning system. Mine's somewhere around here. Anyway, your bunk's the empty one below. Why don't you go unpack?
Don't you mean think
Need
it's
any
peanut
help?
butter?
Nope, I'm all unpacked.
Yeah, you're right, Gordolf. For how much Nancy claims to, you know, enjoy being with Ned, she sure never brings him on any for vacations, does she? Like, oh, I'm off with Bess and George. See you, Ned. Have fun at home while I'm off doing fun stuff. I'll call you on the phone, maybe, if I remember. We're not going to call Ned, by the way. I think, well, no. I think in this game you have to have at least one. There's one phone call where Bess and George will call you at one point near the end of the game. But besides that, you don't have to. I don't even know. Can we talk to Ned? Is he in here? Mike and Joe. Bess. No. Look at that. Can't even talk to Ned. I want to say Ned doesn't come in until like Blackmore Manor, maybe? I could be wrong, but yeah, look at that. It doesn't even have her own boyfriend's number in her phone. Instead, she's got the Hardy Boys number, which, well, I'm not gonna say anything, but, well, maybe Nancy's a bad girlfriend. I don't know. Got my special bravery lemonade with me today. But yeah, let's check out this boat, huh? What's in this closet?
Wonder what's in here.
Well, there's a big chunk of ice, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see if it thaws out a little, maybe. Mayan temples used as alien landing pads? Man, did Sunny June write this article? Speaking of Sunny June. Send you some rotten fish, yeah. Just put a little mackerel into the envelope and seal it up. Oh, well, glad Gordolf Jr. could come hang out with us. It's first Nancy Drew mystery, huh? Yeah, we should get Commander Zach some of this kind of special adult bravery lemonade sometime. I bet he'd like it. You drink a lot of that and you'll be feeling super brave. No Scooby snacks required. Yeah, there's the Beach Hill Museum that we were at a couple cases ago. Doesn't look like a very comfy bed, I'll be honest. I looked in there. Deception. Lies, deception. Orca. Yeah, so we're like here somewhere, and there's an orca that's been seen in the channel apparently, and that's Scrab Island. Scrabe. Oh. Well, funny you should mention that. He might not be the only one puking all over himself. Let's make ourselves a sandwich. Oh, creamy anchovies. Gotta have those. Some bologna? Salami? Never seen square salami before. Habanero sauce? Oh, you gotta have some of that. Oh, mayo? Oh, of course. Gotta have some lettuce. Gotta have your veggies. Tomato. Oh. Ooh, Freedom mustard. Must be American. Gotta have some Freedom mustard. Cheese. Ooh, jellyfish. That sounds delicious. Good old PB and jellyfish, am I right? Cocoa Kringle ice cream. Slap a little of that on. That's must be blue cheese. I'll just put a little slice of that on too. Oh yeah, gotta have some Lip Smackers peanut butter. Yeah, put in a little baking soda. It's good for the constitution or something, probably. Ooh, cocoa sauce. Is that like chocolate syrup or something? I like chocolate syrup. Corner store. Oh, because it's an apple core. Gotta put some grape jelly on there. And, oh, well, can't have a sandwich without ketchup. Come on. All right. That's a genuine Shaggy sandwich, I think. Let's go ahead and eat that. Sounds delicious.
Oh, suddenly I don't feel so good.
You gave yourself food poisoning?
All I know is I made myself a sandwich and it didn't agree with me.
The ideal sandwich is a visually pleasing combination of high-quality carbohydrates and protein. Just keep it simple and you can't go wrong. Chef Sherwood says...
Sorry, guys. Gotta go.
Yeah. Probably some of that was not good to put in the sandwich. We're gonna throw that one away, actually.
It won't be much of a sandwich if I don't put something in it.
Fine. Here, jellyfish. We'll just put that in our pocket for later. Good? Good. Let's see. Here's our... Oh, look at that pretty art. Got Vitus and Lucy. Ghost dogs. Benjamin Hawkins, cleaning supplies, coffee break. Wow. You only take one coffee break a month? Got us arriving at 9. Town meeting, apparently yesterday. Orca at Swenson H. Uncle Bob's birthday. Alright, happy birthday, Uncle Bob.
My trusty laptop. Good thing I recharged my batteries. My brand new anagram buster. If I come across letters that need unscrambling, I'll be all set. No anagrams that need busting yet.
That's George. Yeah, we're not gonna call them. No outgoing mail. And Nancy's housekeeper complaining about Nancy's dad being home. Ocean Island portal. Burglaries plague Snake Horse Harbor. Yeah, a bunch of the hardware stores and a couple stores in town got robbed, and apparently nobody knows what's going on. Orca caused some trouble in the thing. Walt Scotto runs for harbor master. A fisherman for 38 years. Interesting. Whale watching a whale world. 2-hour tours. Glad it's not a 3-hour tour. Could be bad. Don't just watch a whale, experience it. Sounds like fun. There's the lighthouse. Okay. Overcast.
Cool. If I have to do research on anything, I can use this.
Okay, alright. Yeah, so normally I think this is where our checklist is, so yeah, I guess we don't have a checklist. But that's okay, because I'm pretty sure I can remember what to do. Okay, Firestone. Cool, cool. Town meeting, discuss the Orca, Swartham Hall. Representatives are going to make their ruling. Alright, cool. Stuff there. Let's see what's up here.
Apparently our saboteur took all the books out of the drawer up here. Must have been looking for something. Want me to put them away?
If you could put them back in the drawer for me, that would be awesome.
Yeah, of course, Gordolf. I mean, yeah, what are you gonna, like, squeeze a grape or something? No, it's gonna come from a jellyfish. Duh. Everyone knows that. We are playing on Senior, Cassian. Yeah, I felt pretty confident I could get through it without the checklist, so we're gonna go big or go home. Alright, puzzle time. I like these kind of puzzles.
Okay, what's the best way to get all these in here with no space left over?
Hard cut to me spending 15 minutes on this puzzle. Okay, I can live with that. It sounds like Nancy's really slamming them in there. Be gentle, Nancy. These are not yours. Bang. Just a little too long. I can already tell that's not going to work. Maybe it's our biggest one like this. Can I? That should be fine, right? No, the books do not rotate in this puzzle. Just a little too wide. I feel like we're close. I go like there. Those are all too tall. What if I put this up here? That's not. Darn. Put like that there instead, and then like stick this in here. Maybe. Okay. There, I'm happy with that. That looks pretty good. Oh, so close. Yeah, I watched Half Moon Joe play through this game recently, just kind of as a refresher, and he was having trouble with this puzzle too, and he's like, yeah, she doesn't need all these books, right? I'm just gonna start throwing some of these over the side. That's funny. Okay, so this is all pretty good. That there, then that will fit up there. And how do I get these last two into here? Because that'll go there, but then that one's just too tall. Maybe if I take this out and... Oops. Let's try this up here instead. Okay, that's not bad, but then this thing is too long. Shucks. Oh, scooch that over. That there. Nope, no, it doesn't fit. Wedge it in, Nancy. There we go. And that's gonna waste space on that side. I feel like that's pretty good. I feel like we're getting somewhere. Just gotta find the right combination. Doesn't waste too much space. Dang it. Okay, that's not bad. Oh. And they immediately changed to something completely different from what I had. But we did a chat. Oh, look at that. Arboreal morphology.
Complex morphological issues? Microscopic tracheid analysis? Microtome surfacing?
Yeah, see guys, it's not just me. Nancy also agrees that that was a lot of work she didn't want to read. Whew. Feel this bravery I made. Feeling braver already. Know thyself. What we got here?
Okay if I use your microscope?
Sure, go ahead.
Awesome.
Not the word I would have used, but cool.
Too cool. Too cool.
Pretty neat. Alright, that's everything there's to see up there. Before we go upstairs, there's one more thing we need to do.
like whoever damaged your engine did something to your faucet, too.
It'd be great if you could fix it. The pipes are in the cabinet under the sink.
At least the person who messed up the faucet left all the pipes here. I hope.
Yeah, wouldn't that have been the move? Like, if you're gonna go to the trouble of destroying the sink, wouldn't you just, like, you know, toss a couple of the pieces overboard so the person couldn't just... I mean, I know it's obviously for the sake of the puzzle, but...
This goes here. That doesn't go there. That doesn't go there. This goes here.
Welcome to
That
This
doesn't go
Old
there.
Boat, starring Nancy Drew. That doesn't go there.
That doesn't go there. That doesn't go there. This goes here.
What I want to know is why this entire puzzle can be solved without rotating a single piece. But even though it gives you the choice of rotating it, like, I didn't have to rotate a single one of those, and I'm on senior. Like, what's the deal?
The pipe's all fixed. I'll turn the water
Yeah,
back on.
victory music.
There was something under the pipes.
Whale. Interesting. We'll have to pay this fella a visit. Alright. Well, what's up, Katie? Any luck?
You know, Nancy, for what it's worth, I shot my mouth off pretty good at the town meeting last night.
What do you mean?
This orca, this killer whale, showed up in the channel about a week ago and has been hanging around here ever since all by itself. She was getting way too close to boats, so I called the National Marines Fisheries Service. They made some recordings and did some tests and are analyzing them. In the meantime, they ordered all boats to stay at least 300 feet away from her or risk paying a $1,000 fine. That's what the meeting last night was about.
I take it not everyone agrees?
The people that fish for a living sure don't. They're steering clear of the whale by taking the long way around the island to get out to sea, which costs them time and fuel. Some people say she should be captured and towed out to sea.
But the fishery service has the last word?
They've asked me to monitor her physical condition while they study their data and decide what to do. But personally, I agree with the no-boat zone. I also think that if she's found to be sick, she should be shipped to a research facility for treatment, not returned to her pod. I said as much last night, only much more strongly.
Do you want me to call the sheriff for you?
Actually, I'd rather not get the sheriff involved. The insurance company would raise my rates, and I just can't afford that. Besides, I've got my very own private detective now. You.
Yeah, I don't think people around here eat whale, but in some parts of the world...
Who's Andy Jason?
Andy does whale watching tours too. If I had $1 for every time he's come here trying to talk me into selling out to him, I wouldn't be fixing this engine. I'd be buying a new one.
See you in a bit.
I'll be right here.
Yeah, Katie was just like, no, how about you just take care of this problem for me?
This note wasn't here before, was it?
No, whoever messed up my boat must have written it.
Uh-oh. Katie's GPS doesn't look so hot. I'd better tell Katie her GPS is broken. I'd better tell Katie her GPS is broken.
What's up?
I'm afraid whoever tore up your boat also wrecked your GPS device.
Oh no. It'd be a shame for you not to go kayaking. I know. Bike to the Hot Kettle Cafe and see if Holt Scotto will let you borrow a GPS from him.
See you in a bit.
Enjoy.
Okie dokie.
Piece of paper inside. Maybe it's a message.
Maybe it's something from the police. The band, not the...
That's odd.
Sure is. Well, let's go.
Oops. Katie said I shouldn't use her... Oops. Katie said I shouldn't use her kayak without a GPS.
Come on, Nancy, level little.
Oops. Katie said I shouldn't use her kayak without a GPS.
Okay, fine. Firestone Tours. All right, folks, let's go for a ride. I'm sure we don't need a helmet, right? What's the worst that could happen? Bike crash lands cycling sleuth in the hospital. Teen neglects to wear helmet, pays the price. Ripperoni. Well, let's try that again. With helmet.
Looks like somebody's running for harbor master.
Yeah, I guess Nancy must have been texting and writing.
It would be rude to use my phone.
Paging and writing, maybe. Atlantic Herring. Hey, gentlemen, good to visit you last month. Boy, do I miss that clam chowder. Oh, and you too. Love, Kim. P.S. Can you send me the recipe? Jen and Dublin. Oh, for the amount of noise, there's sure not many people in here. Yeah. Stained glass is very pretty. Maritime signal flags. I'm going to, instead of writing all this down, I'm just going to take a photo for later. I found Ned's gift. Oh look, here you go, Nancy. Dungeness crab. Here you go, Ned. I'm sure you want to know all about how to identify a male and female crab. So females have a wider section. Males are narrower. Only males may be harvested. How's the audio level for you guys? So for me, the music is like really loud right now, but I have the game turned down for the stream, so maybe it's better for you guys. Let's talk to this fella here.
Well, looks like Snake Horse Harbor's got itself a newcomer.
I try not to make a habit of talking to strangers, Mr.
I'm Holt Scotto.
I'm Nancy Drew. Katie Firestone said I might be able to find you in here.
Well, you're not one of them save the whale and heck with everybody else crusader types like she is, are you?
I'm just here on vacation.
Her true colors came out real clear last night. Us fishermen don't count. All that matters is rescuing that poor, precious orca out there. To heck with people trying to make a living. Of course, is the way she makes her living being hurt by that whale? Why, no. Her business is booming. Now, ain't that the oddest thing?
Okay. Well, how does it sound now? Like while the music's not blaring, is like the other rest of the dialogue okay? Because I want to make sure you guys can still hear like the character talking and stuff. Does that sound good, or do you think I should still turn it down?
Her boat was ransacked this morning.
She ticked off a lot of people last night. That's what she gets for being so meddlesome. Anyway, welcome to Snake Horse Harbor, home of Cadborosaurus. That's how this place got its name, you know.
Who's Cadborosaurus?
Well, that's the sea monster Native Americans used to see out in the channel ever so often. Called it the Snake Horse. Had the head of a horse and the body of a giant snake. People on Vancouver Island started calling it Cadborosaurus after it or one of its relatives was seen a couple of times in Cadboro Bay. They call it Caddy for short.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, I'll probably just leave it how it is then and just try not to talk too much while the music's blaring. I do really like the music in this game, so yeah, we'll let the music have its fun.
Is it a friendly sea monster?
Back in the late 1800s, he took the rap for a lot of hoodoo around here. Fog would roll in at night, and men would just vanish. It was the snake horse, people would say. Little did they know.
Why do you think they vanished?
Well, they'd been shanghaied. See, a bunch of establishments in town had secret panels built right into the walls. Guy'd be having a drink one minute, and next minute he'd be clobbered over the head, whisked into a secret passageway, and taken out to a ship waiting in the harbor. He'd wake up on the high seas and discover that if he wanted to survive, he'd better do what the captain ordered. No matter what he was before, he was now a sailor. It was a cheap way for captains to get crews back then, and an easy way for some of the town's citizens to make money.
Did you say you were a fisherman?
4th generation. I've fished every ocean for just about every fish you can make money fishing for. Lived here for the last 11 years.
How often do you go fishing?
Every day. Only reason I'm not out there right now is because I've been in and out of campaign meetings since 8 this morning.
You're running for harbor master?
I think it's high time people around here started doing what makes sense, instead of doing what's politically correct all the time. Harbor master we got now bends over backwards so far for the environmentalists, it's a wonder he can still walk upright.
Whoever trashed Katie's boat also ruined her GPS.
Oh, now that's a shame.
Thing is, I'd like to go kayaking while I'm here, only I can't without a GPS.
Oh, now that really is a shame. Tell you what, I got a spare right here in my duffel. You know what else I got in my duffel?
I have no idea.
This is a little seamanship quiz I whipped up. I'm thinking about making people pass it before they're allowed to rent any kind of watercraft once I become harbor master. Here. The idea is to cut down on having to rescue people who got no business being out on the water in the first place. Trouble is, nobody's actually taken it yet. I need a guinea pig.
And that would be me?
If you pass the quiz, the GPS is yours. You'll need that container for the last question.
Okie dokie.
See you around.
Watch out for Caddy. Hey, stay out of there.
Sorry.
Nancy.
What can I get for you, Nancy?
Since we haven't met, there's only one way you could know my name.
On the day my Aunt Iris turned this place over to me, she said, "Jenna, you're about to become a real good listener." And darned if she wasn't right.
So you own this cafe?
Aunt Iris left it to me 3 years ago. It's been in the Dublin family since the day it was built, which was back in, 1866 or something. So, you're visiting Katie Firestone. My condolences.
Your condolences?
Me and her don't see eye to eye on a couple of things.
You mean like the whale?
That orca out there should be rejoined with her pod as soon as possible. Period. End of story. No matter what Miss Fancy Schmancy's science degree says. Other people may be bamboozled by all her talk of data charts and field tests and monitoring whatnots, but not me. The only thing she wants is to get that whale into an aquarium. It wouldn't surprise me if Katie's been secretly feeding it. Which is against the law, by the way. And you know what else? It wouldn't surprise me if she trashed her own boat, because she knew that after that meeting last night, everybody would assume that Holt did it and not want to vote for him. I got an idea. Let's change the subject.
What do you know about the Shanghaiing that used to go on around here?
It never went on, that's what I know. Shoving grown men into passageways and carting them off to ships never to be seen again? It's just a big, colorful, tall tale. Never happened.
Does Andy Jason ever come in here?
Everybody comes in here. Know how some people can't go a day without coffee? People around here can't go a day without a bowl of my clam chowder. In fact, if you ever want a free sample, just say the word.
Is Andy Jason in here now, by any chance?
Actually, he only comes in once or twice a week. says he's too busy. Of course, the reason he's so busy is because he's too cheap to hire another person to help him run the place. Kinda surprised me when I heard he was trying to buy Katie Firestone out. Must have something up his sleeves, all I can figure.
Let's have some food. I'm hungry.
Instead of the chowder, do you think I could try one of those muffins?
Coming right up. Next one will be on the house, too.
Oh my, how generous. Blueberry, my favorite.
That was delicious.
Here, let me get rid of that for you.
Should we have some chowder, Jude? Yeah, let's have it.
Think I could try a bowl of your clam chowder?
Coming right up. Next one will be on the house, too.
Let me know in the chat if you like clam chowder or not. I know some people do, some people don't.
That was delicious.
Here, let me get rid of that for you.
Thank
It's
you.
been fun talking to you.
Back at ya.
Corona. Somebody coughed. Plague. Sorry, PTSD.
Book on sea monsters. Very cool.
Now that looks like a rad movie. Snake Horse versus Alligator by Exploding Volcano. I would watch that movie. Alright. Well, we've done that. Let's go and see if we can check out Whale World. Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't like a horse snake as a pet? So fun fact, if you come here, you have to do the pipes puzzle on the boat and get Andy Jason's business card. If you don't do that, then you try to come here, it says, like, sorry, I'm closed, be back in a bit. So you have to go find the Andy Jason card and get a reference to him, and then you can come here and visit Whale World. I think even if you talk to the people about Andy at the cafe, it still won't let you come here until you do the pipes puzzle. So always do that first. Hello.
Hi there. Welcome. What can I do you for?
Are you Andy Jason?
That's me. How'd you know?
I'm Nancy Drew. I'm a friend of Katie Firestone's. I saw your business card on her boat.
Nice to meet you, Nancy. Any friend of Katie's is a friend of mine.
So you consider yourself to be a friend of Katie's?
I like to think we're friends, or that we could be friends if she'd just be reasonable.
You mean if she'd just accept your offer?
I'm offering her the deal of a lifetime. She'd make more money, she'd have more free time. I mean, look at this place. I run a first-class operation. It's my mission to see that everyone who comes to Snake Horse Harbor leaves with a greater appreciation for marine mammals. And if I make a buck in the process, that's cool too.
Why do you want to buy Katie out? She can't be taking that many customers away from you.
I don't like her taking any customers away from me. And frankly, with this whale doing its orphan thing out there, I'm losing a lot of customers to her.
Isn't the whale just as good for your business as it is for hers?
Katie convinced the fisheries service that she should be allowed to monitor the orca's condition, which means she can get right up next to the whale while my boat has to stay away.
Katie takes passengers with her when she checks on the whale?
Paying passengers, as many as she can safely fit.
Well, Katie, that's a little sus. You're really profiting from this, at least you were until your boat got wrecked.
What do you think should be done with the orca out there?
Nothing. I think people should just leave it alone. I mean, why do we humans always think we know best? We can barely deal with ourselves, let alone a whole other species.
Someone ransacked Katie's boat while she was in town this morning. Made a real mess.
Wonder if it's related to those burglaries.
What burglaries?
A bunch of stuff was stolen from 2 shops earlier this week. Food, tools, clothing, electronics. There was no sign of forced entry, no trace of who did it. Sheriff's still scratching his head.
Whoever ransacked Katie's boat tore a bunch of parts out of her engine. It's like they wanted to make sure she couldn't go anywhere for a while.
That's too bad.
In a way, it's kind of good. I mean, for you at least.
Very true. As long as her boat's out of commission, I'll get all her customers.
Thanks for your time.
Drop by again.
Cool. Well, let's go look around Whale World, huh? I think we should start by touching this.
Miss, please don't touch that.
Well, fine, whatever.
Wow, that's a beauty. Interesting. Interesting. Interesting.
Interesting. All right, Ned, you want a book about the ocean or a whale statue? Or how about a Whale World t-shirt?
Looks like I need a key card to play.
Maybe we should get one of those.
Hi, Nancy.
I'd like to play the games in your center, but it looks like I need some kind of key card.
Here you go. This will activate all the games. It will also keep track of what games you've won. And it'll let you play all the games as many times as you want.
That boat in a bottle you have is fascinating.
It was made by one of the first non-Native Americans to settle here. A guy named Benjamin Hawkins. I bought it from this lady who kinda went bonkers after her husband died.
So how'd he get the boat in there? Do you know?
I have no idea.
Oh, Andy.
Thanks for your time.
My pleasure.
Such an amateur. I've never done it myself, but I believe how they do it is they slide it in with like the sails and everything folded down. So they slide it in and then they use like some kind of string or something to pop the sails up once it's in here, because obviously you can't assemble it inside the bottle. That's how I believe it's done anyway. Alright, let's play some whale games. Whale talk. No larynx, but no vocal cords. The whales and bats. Echolocation. Just like sonar. Alright.
Throughout the center, you've been able to hear the sounds different cetaceans make. To see just how good your memory is, press a button, listen to the sound that plays, then press the button of the cetacean that made the sound. If you've made a correct match, the button lights will stay on. When all the buttons are lit, you've matched them all.
You know what? I think we have to go.
I'll do better next time.
We have to actually go listen to them first. Okay. So this is the humpback. That's such a cool, creepy sound. Back whale. Back, fatty dorsal fin. Near the back. Cool. Okay, doll's porpoise. Okay. I'm gonna write this down. So dolls. This is a kind of farting noise. There are northern, a cold climate one. Okay. Do this one, I guess. Whales are hungry. Give them a fish.
Yum! 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 Yum!
Come on, I totally had that.
Yum! 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 Yum!
Come on. Okay. Yeah, we did it. Dolls, barber seats, squid crustaceans, killer whales, eat fish, squid, otters, birds, sea turtles, penguins, and other whales. Grooves under their chin, which will let their throats expand. Interesting. That's what those are. Alright, what else we got over here? We got a mink. So, mink. Sounds like an alien from Star Wars. Let's see. Diving dinosaurs. Complex 30 minutes. Feet. Oh. Never a dull moment. Eat, breathe, avoid enemies. Yeah, of course, WASD doesn't work. Num, 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 num. Natural enemy of the doll's porpoise, the landmine. Rip. Ah, yes, and the other natural enemy, the radioactive waste container. Oh yeah, and also the torpedo. That's funny, I was actually just watching a submarine game earlier today. Oh. Real low. Oh, come on. I barely touched that. Yeah, we win. Orcas are allergic to monster energy. Everyone knows that. You are correct, Cassian. Flipper to Free Willy. Swim to freedom. Oh boy. This one? Bonda being bossed around. Yep. Killers with eat other whales. 2. Minks are shaped like a sickle. Yeah, these questions are just random, so maybe I'll get better questions this time. Toothed whales is mostly fish and other mammals. Yep. Throats commonly seen are grooved. Slim Jims are made of orca. Are you sure about that? Baleen whale would be a humpback. Humpbacks are baleen, right? Nope, guess not. Toothed whales don't have... Well, if there's an all of the above, it's almost always all of the above. Hey, look at that. Things on their fins. That's the part that sticks out of the water. Makes sense. Baleen whales, string great mouthfuls of water. Use his tail. Take that. Sucking fish through its blowhole. Yeah, like an elephant. What? No. I clicked the joke answer. Okay. We got this. Scene is echolocation. Okay, it must have been minutes. So, good. Back and forth. Orca is... Come on with these questions. Maybe I should have done this after I read all the other displays, but come on, we got this. Okay. I think we did mink last time. Is it the porpoise? Okay. Killer whales are extremely intelligent, not stupid. Killer whales eat other whales. 2 holes. Sickle shape. There we go. Now that took an embarrassingly large amount of time, but we got it. Yeah, they do have a... Hang on, let me find the humpback display again. They do have a dorsal fin. It's just very small. I don't know if you can... Can't really... Let me back up. Hang on. Yeah, see, they do have a dorsal fin. It's just not like a big one like the, you know, the orca has. Okay, alright, this is the killer whale. Killer whale is the killer whales must be French. That makes sense. Killer whale equals French. Makes sense why they wear black and white too. Obvious. I should have thought of that. Okay, and here's our gray whale. That was Nancy eating the jellyfish. So, So that one's gray equals sick Nancy. Okay, and then the other one was humpback, which that one's pretty distinctive. Okay, so I think, yeah, it's just the whale sounds we gotta do, and then we're donezo. Okay, how do we put the card in?
Throughout the center, you've been able to hear the...
Andy. Nice Gordoff. That's Sick Nancy, which is going to be our gray whale. It said the button's supposed to stay lit up. Do I have to... Do I
Throughout the center,
first?
you've been able to hear the sounds different
Press the button,
cetaceans make.
then press the button
to
with
see
cetacean. Okay. Maybe these don't stay lit up. Maybe just the whales do. I don't know. that's that one. Okay, that's the one we don't have written down, which is on back. And that's the alien from Star Wars, which is the mink. And the wee French whale, black and white, obviously. And then the fart is the porpoise. Yeah, I did it. Ah, music. All right. Let's spin that wheel. Berry lemonade. Nice.
I won the whale watching tour. All right.
All right. All right, Andy, pay up.
Hi, Nancy.
I won a free whale watching tour.
Well, congratulations. I'll give you an exclusive tour. Just be you and me.
Fine, not do that actually.
I'm ready when you are.
Okay, whatever. Oh dear. Wow.
Thank you for the great tour and for letting me use your camera.
My pleasure.
Thanks for your time.
Whales rule!
Yeah, he said it. He said the thing. Okay, well, that was a fun time at Whale World. I mean, I'll just pop down a cheeky save here. Just in case. We have had trouble with this before. Yeah, what was it? Last game we played, Deception Island, when I went to ride the carousel for the first time, the game like couldn't play the video file and just crashed or something. Alright, where should we go now? Yeah, let's go check out this lighthouse. See what's up there. Yeah, if I was gonna go on a whale watching tour, I would want somebody besides just me and the creepy guy that I just met, you know. Not that I don't think Andy's a nice guy or anything, but I would rather go. See, that's what I was saying, like, why doesn't Nancy bring Ned with her on any of her vacations? Like, go figure.
Yuck, I'm not picking them up.
Interestingly, if you look at these fish and you also had looked at that postcard in the Hot Kettle Cafe, it unlocks a special dialogue with Holt. So we'll have to go back and talk to Holt in a minute and ask him about those fish. Interesting. No. Ooh, what is?
SS. Maybe this broke off from a ship.
Could be. Or maybe it's someone from World War II.
There's something in that bottle, but it's stuck on those rocks.
Alright, so the fun part about this puzzle is it's actually, there's like 6 or 8 different rocks you can pick up, and each one of them has a slightly different path that you have to throw it to hit this thing, so this is basically just a crapshoot. Hopefully it won't take too long, but generally want to go. Hey, look at that. In the words of Nancy Drew, am I good or what? Yeah, just lucky, more like. Yeah, exactly, Cassian. That's what I was saying. Only thing that sucks is now we still have this stone in our inventory that we can't get rid of. Because we got nothing to throw it at. Ooh. No trespassing? I'm sure that's not for me. Interesting.
What do you think you're doing? Those signs over there say no trespassing, which means keep out, which means you, girlie.
Girly?
Leave.
But I just...
Now.
Not Nancy getting busted for trespassing on private property. Now let's quickly bike back to the Hot Kettle Cafe. And I'm guessing magically Holt's going to be there before we get there. Don't ask me how. Maybe Taz teleportesis. I don't know. This Bravery lemonade is really good, by the way. This is the hard mango flavor. Pretty good. Depending on how long this Let's Go goes, I might have to have another. We'll see. Oh wow, look who's here.
You again?
I'm sorry for trespassing like that.
So what do you want?
See you around.
Yeah, whatever. You again?
See you around.
Vote for Holt. Spread the word.
Hi, Nancy. How's it going?
I found a bottle floating in the water with a strange message inside.
Most, if not all, the notes you find in bottles around here were put there by Hilda Swenson. She was this lady who retired here with her husband about 20 years ago. They made a ton of money in Hollywood as writer-producers and just wanted to enjoy life. Wonderful people. Very active. In fact, Hilda was mayor for 8 years. But then, out of the blue, her husband died. They'd been a team for so long that, well, she pretty much died then too.
Did she move away?
She just kind of lost it. Started talking to walls and doing bizarre things until one day she rode to the island across the channel that she and her husband owned and never came back.
And now she uses notes in bottles to communicate with people?
Trouble is, nobody can understand what she's trying to say. All she ever writes is letters and numbers and that one word, Rosebud. I leave a couple of bags of groceries outside her cabin every week, and sometimes I can see her inside. But whenever I try to talk to her, she won't answer.
I wonder what she's trying to tell us.
We'll never know what's going on in that mind of hers.
It's been fun talking to you.
Back at ya.
So the dead fish I saw on the beach were Atlantic herring?
There we go. So apparently you have to look at the fish first and then the postcard. Now let's go ask Holt about those fish. Because he's a fisherman, right?
You again?
Did you know Hilda Swenson?
Sure did. She even crewed for me a couple of times. There she was, this itty-bitty lady in her 60s hauling in nets. Did it for the sheer love of adventure. She was quite a gal.
I'm pretty sure I saw a couple of dead Atlantic herring on the beach earlier today. Is that possible?
Nope. You may have seen Pacific herring, but not Atlantic herring. No way.
But they matched the picture I saw on that postcard over there perfectly.
Because Atlantic herring are found only in the Atlantic. Trust me, I spent 5 years fishing for them. We'd catch them by the hundreds, freeze them, and sell them to aquariums and such.
Maybe that's why the fish I saw were together like that. They've been frozen that way.
Look, I don't know how it is where you're from, but up here, seeing 2 dead fish on a beach isn't exactly front-page news.
Oh,
Let
really?
it go.
Based on how much you guys gossip,
See you around.
Watch out for Caddy.
I would not be surprised to see a headline about 2 dead fish in your local newspaper. But whatever. Okay, did we have something to do at the boat? Nancy said she found a body. Yeah, that would be a little bit of a different mystery. As far as I can remember, isn't there only... I'm trying to remember how many Nancy Drew games have like murder as like the main mystery. Like, as far as I think there's just there's the first one, right? Secrets and Kill, which is about going to a high school with a dead kid. And then there's a couple that have like death or murders as like a secondary feature, like Shadow at the Water's Edge or Thornton Hall. But those, like, the death isn't like the main mystery. Am I remembering that correctly? Is there just the one, or is there another mystery somewhere in here that's like an actual murder? I mean, these Nancy games are pretty lighthearted, so.
What's up?
Sounds like Holt Scotto was one of the people who didn't care for what you had to say last night.
He and I never see eye to eye. Now, if I were a fisherman, I'd be right as rain no matter what nonsense came out of my mouth. Fine harbor master he'd make.
I talked to Jenna Devlin when I was at the Hot Kettle.
What nasty rumor is she spreading about me today?
Yeah, see, you guys are right. Katie knows.
Why would she spread rumors about you?
She thinks I'm a know-it-all from the big city.
I saw a boat in a bottle at Andy Jason's place. He said it was made by a guy named Benjamin Hawkins.
As a matter of fact, I've done some research on Hawkins. He settled here in the mid-1800s, lived in a cabin where the lighthouse is now.
Why are you doing research on him?
Some of the things I heard about him got my curiosity going. For instance, he apparently had a major feud going with some sea captain. Hawkins would see the guy's sail on the horizon, grab his family and all his valuables, and go into hiding for days.
What was the feud about?
Nobody knew. Rumor had it that the sea captain was an ex-pirate, which might explain why Hawkins hid. But where he hid is still a mystery.
A lot of secret hiding places and stuff around here, huh?
I found this piece of wood on the beach. There's something strange about it.
What do you mean? Let's see it. Ouch, those splinters are sharp. That is odd.
Don't grab it by
It
that
looks like it's been in the
end,
water
Katie.
a long time. But if that were the case, those edges would be dull. That looks like it broke off of something just recently.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Any idea
Yeah,
where it came from?
exactly.
Could be off a cargo ship, I guess. But you know who you should ask? Casey Porterfield. He works at the Maritime
Oh, boy.
Library in Port Townsend. You should give him a call. His number's 360-555-3095. He loves checking out stuff like this.
See you in a bit.
I'll be right here.
Oh boy, Casey Porterfield. Well, we can call Casey, but he's gonna just give us a dead end unless we can tell him what kind of wood this is. So before we call him, we should try calling this lady first. I don't know if Nancy's gonna have it. 715 555 9663. Lead poisoning.
One slice of wood. One glass slide. There. This is gonna look so cool under the microscope. Let's have a look.
Interesting. Okay, now let's whip out the old phone. Okay, can't call her, so let's do.
You have reached the desk of Dr. Irina Predoviciu. I'm away from my desk, but will be back in a couple of minutes. Thank you.
Okay. Well, apparently we do have to call Casey first.
Maritime Library, this is Casey.
Hi, my name is Nancy Drew. Katie Firestone suggested I give you a call.
Katie who?
Katie Firestone?
Never heard of her.
Oh.
I know a marine biologist named Katie Firestone.
Yes, that's her. I'm staying with her here in Snake Horse Harbor.
Oh, well then what can I do for you?
I found this odd piece of wood on the beach.
What's so odd about it?
It's a piece of plywood, and it looks like it's been in the water a long time. Yet one end of it has very sharp splinters, like it broke off from the ship just recently.
How do you know it came from a ship?
Because it says SS on it. The rest of the name is missing.
Doesn't mean anything. Now if it said SS, which stands for steamship, that'd be different.
Actually, that is what it says.
Oh, well then it came from a ship. Or should I say, shipwreck. What kind of wood is it?
Old.
I don't know. Old?
Sorry, for a second there, I thought you said old.
Actually, that is what I said.
You're about as much use as a beanie in a hurricane. Look, if you want me to tell you what shipwreck that wood came from, you're gonna have to tell me what kind of wood it is.
But I have no idea.
Well, you just get yourself a book on wood and figure it out. Maybe Katie has one. Soon as you do, call me back. I love checking out stuff like this.
That kind of went everywhere. Yeah, so basically Casey's like, get that guy out of here until you know what kind of wood it is. And now we can call Dr. Predovicu. If you'll excuse me for 1 second, I'm going to get some more bravery lemonade. I'll BRB. All right. Yeah, we're going to be so brave by the end of this. I mean, I do have to go to work tomorrow, but not until afternoon, so it'll be fine. Black cherry. Not sure I like it as much as the mango, but all right. Yeah, Gordolf, some of the phone calls in these games are, they definitely try to make the characters interesting and memorable, but sometimes they're just memorable for the wrong reasons, you know. But it's funny. At least they're trying, right?
This is Dr. Predovicu.
Hi, my name is Nancy Drew, and I'd like some help identifying this piece of wood I found.
I'd be happy to assist. Do you have our mailing address?
Well, that's the problem. I don't have time to send it to you. Would it be possible to identify it over the phone?
Certainly. Just hold it up to the phone for a couple of seconds and I'll take a reading. I'm kidding, of course. I usually don't do this over the phone, but I'll give it a try. You will, however, need to take a look at your sample under a microscope.
I already did that.
And are you near the sample in case you need to refer back to it?
Come on, game. Why are you going to make me click if there's only one option?
Yep, I'm right by it.
All right, we'll get started. Where did you find this wood?
It's a piece of driftwood, probably used for a crate.
Is the wood sample black, brown, or yellow?
Brownish.
Brown or brown reddish?
Brown reddish.
Does the sample have many holes, just a couple, or none at all?
Many.
And are there some holes that are big and some that are small, or are they all the same size?
They're all the same size.
Okay, and the holes are really, really tiny, right?
No, they're pretty sizable.
Then you've got a tropical hardwood. I was assuming the sample was a North American wood. All right. Are there any distinguishable horizontal lines on the sample?
Yes, there are horizontal lines.
If this wood is used for crating, then it's probably Luan. It's fairly common in plywood, but it's a rainforest timber, so it's declining in popularity.
Luan, all right. Thanks for your help.
Glad to have been of service.
All right. Well, that was better than I anticipated. If you get any one of those questions wrong, she's like, sorry, you're not making any sense. You have to go check your sample and call back. And if you have to do that, she also makes you, she's like, oh, normally I only do one consultation for free. So if you want another one, you're going to have to go to my website, play this little, it's a 3x3 tile sliding game to like, I'm doing some test on human reflexes or some crap. So basically you have to hang up the phone, go to the laptop, go to the website, do the 3x3 slider puzzle, and then come up here and call her back. If you get any one of those questions wrong, as you can see, there's quite a few options, and you just have to do it all based on this. The one that I think is confusing, and that always gets people, is she says, the holes are really tiny, right? Like, would you say those holes are tiny or small. Like, if you're looking at it through a microscope, like, yeah, I guess they're pretty sizable, but this is looking at it through a microscope, so yeah, they're really tiny holes. So that's the one that gets most people that I've seen play this, is they're like, well, I'm looking at it through a microscope, so yeah, of course the holes are tiny. And so then they mess up and have to do it again. So yeah, but we did it. We now know what the wood is, so let's call Mr. Casey back again. And yeah, by the way, remember that name, Dr. Tridovicu. We'll see that later. It's gonna be him. Yeah, you'll see.
Maritime Library, this is Casey.
Hi, this is Nancy Drew. I called before about the driftwood.
Never heard of you. Now, if you'd have said Nancy Drew...
Yes, that's me, Nancy Drew, Katie Firestone's friend.
So what kind of wood are we talking about here, Nancy?
Luan.
Well, if that driftwood did come from a cargo container that's part of a shipwreck, there's a good chance I can figure out which one. Call me back in an hour or so.
You can identify a ship by what its cargo containers are made out of?
Ever since the hobo spider got into the U.S. by laying eggs in the wood crating of ships coming from Europe, the feds have made sure that cargo ships keep real careful records. Of course, I'll be taking things like tides, currents, weather conditions, proximity to Snake Horse Harbor. I'll be taking all those factors into consideration, too.
I really appreciate your doing this for me, Casey.
And, well, you should.
Yes, Rinrin, in answer to your question, that is... I can't remember the guy's name. It's something with like a Dutch last name, like Van... Jonah, that's it. Jonah Van Sprecken, I think. But he's in a lot of the later games. He's Miles. He's Shorty. I think he's Andy in this game as well. But yeah, he does a lot of the voices for like side characters and stuff in some of the like mid-range games. Very talented. I think he does Harlan and the Carousel one. Okay, so what are we gonna do now? Oh, that's right. We gotta do our little quiz that Hole gave us. Let's take a look at that. Okay. The sun always sets in the east.
That looks right.
Okay. Fine for clamming. We're gonna have to look that up. Side of the boat is its.
Nah. Good. Oh. Yes.
Okay. That's a bunch of Morse code, which we can go look up on the computer. I actually know what it means, so we're just gonna skip that part. It says VOTE for HOLT.
Correct.
Bolt for hole, of course. North Star is part of Ursa Major?
Not.
Okay, Ursa Minor.
Am I smart or what?
Knew it was one of them bears. The bears. Schooner is a boat with at least 2
Very
masts.
good.
Thank you, Nancy. That is a Sherman's knot. It is a bend.
That should do it.
Male Teginus crab. Alright, so we just need to run back to the whale world real quick. Get that info. Missed it. 138.43. Oddly specific. Wonder why it's. They just made it like 138 or 139. Whatever. 138.43. Alright.
Perfect.
Okay.
I have to
now-
bring him a male Dungeness crab.
Hi, Nancy.
Thanks for your time.
Have a good one.
Alright, let's head to the beach. Bravery Lemonade. Bravery Lemonade really makes me wish Commander Zack was here. I miss him. Remember when he used to hang out with us? Good times. That is a wide torso, so we're not going to take that. Even though you could probably grab one, which I believe would be a game over sequence. But we're just going to wander up here. Huh, what's that?
This is the Drew residence.
Speaking of game over
Please
sequences.
leave a message at the beep.
Hi, Nancy. It's Hannah. I seem to have gotten beamed by a chunk of lighthouse. Could you please pick me up from the flight tonight? It's airport 323. Oh, and bring a pack of ice couples. I've got a grapefruit on my head the size of a goose egg. Am I making sense? Oh, well, soon you see.
Rip Nancy. Rip Nancy. She's dead now. Oh, what's that?
Whoa, that was close.
Sure was. Now, about that crab. Nope. Hello? Okay. That's the narrow one. So you go in our little bucket, Mr. Crab. It's Mr. Krabs, get it? Like SpongeBob. Darling SpongeBob, me boy. Okay, let's head back to the kettle. Lighthouse can't hurt you now, Nancy. Alright. Mr. Holt.
You again?
I finished that seamanship quiz.
Let's have a look. Right as rain. Just bring me that male crab and you'll be home free.
I've got a male crab, I think.
Let's have a look. Right as rain. Congratulations. Here's your GPS. Just turn around and follow the instructions. I'll take care of the crab for you.
Great, thank you.
So are you gonna take care of that crab, or no? Okay.
See you around.
Vote for Holt. Spread the word.
Just gonna stick it in your bag.
Hey, stay out of there.
Sorry.
That's his crab bag, I guess. While we're here, world famous clam chowder. $3 for a bowl. That may come in handy later. Alright. So where are we? Oh. Almost messed up. So what do we... Oh, GPS. Yeah. So we can go kayaking now. So let's do that. Oh, wow. Should we go out to sea, chat? Let's do it.
There's a channel marker. Katie said not to go past them.
She did say that. Well, goodbye, Nancy. Okay, but for real though, let's go this way. Clearly you can see here where the edge of the flat world ends. So if you go that way, you're just gonna sail right off the edge, and well, it's over for you then. Ooh, a sea cake. Cool pictographs. Hello? Okay, that was a little nerve-wracking. My game just froze there for a second. What I want to know is how Nancy comes all the way down to the end of this tunnel in her long, pointy kayak and then manages to whoop, do a complete 180 just like that. That's the most unrealistic part of this game, if you ask me. Interesting. Okay. I think we have 2 pinks and 2 greens. Is that enough to put in the coordinates? Let's see. Okay, we need 3 green and 3 pink. So I think we need to keep looking. Don't sail off the edge of the world, Nancy. There's some of those peanut butter and jellyfish. Yeah, we do have enough. Let me look. That says north 48. Okay, we do have enough. North 48, 42, 517. And then we have west 123. 08615. Alright, so let's pop those in. Yeah. Alright, so let's head for that. What did we find?
Never been to this beach before.
Your internet having a hard time, Cassian? Yeah, I was dropping a few frames earlier, but it says it's good at this moment anyway. Only lost about 2.7% of my total stream. It is a weekend, so maybe I'm getting bumped down to the lower tiers by other more important streamers. Let's just climb on some slippery rocks. Like this one. This one looks like wet.
This is the Drew residence. Please leave a message at the beep.
Hi, Hannah. It's Nancy. To make a long story short, I slipped on some rocks and have to come home. Could you please pick me up from the airport tonight? It's flight 323. Oh, and bring a couple of ice packs. and some clean bandages. And you should probably rent a wheelchair, too. See you soon.
Rip Nancy. Okay, let's try again and jump to the dry rock. And then to the dry rock. And then to the dry rock. And the dry rock. Wow, whole lot of nothing. Oh. Could have done that with a little less motion blur if you ask me, but... Ooh, look at
I have
that!
to build a sandcastle. I could use a break.
Why can't I put it on that one? Stupid. Fine. One of them. Lame. Boom. There. Shout out in the chat if you know which fictional Lord of the Rings stronghold this is supposed to be. You're going to have to toss me. There, look at that. Beautiful. Fun fact, you can actually, I think, somewhere up here, in one of the corners, you can, there's something you can click that will, oh, right here. If you click this, it will save a picture of your sandcastle to your, like, local game files. Beautiful. Alright, time to get back to work, Nancy.
Time to go back to work.
Bravery Lemonade. Not sponsored, but I could be. Hit me up, Mike. Let's just go poking around in the seaweed. Interesting. Before we do that, let's check out this tide pool. Look at this fish.
Oops, must be ticklish.
So fun fact, there's actually an Easter egg here if you click on this fish enough times. So let's see, that's 4, 5, it's like 12 or something. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We'll just keep going until we get it. Any second now. There we go. Hi, my name's Lumpy, and I was created by Kyle Jones and Donovan Larson. Nice to meet you, Lumpy. Face only a motherfish could love. Feeling pretty brave. Alright, Lumpy, we'll let you go. And get back to this. Alright. So, this is left here by our friend Hilda Swenson. And if you hadn't guessed, we have to excuse me. Have to input a password. And what's the password? Well, it's only the thing she's been writing on every single piece of paper, Rosebud. So that is why we took the picture of that enable alphabet earlier. So let's see here. R O S E B U D.
I don't know what all those letters mean, but something tells me this may come in handy.
Me when I go to call a cat over to me. Sorry, that's not my joke. I stole that from somebody. That Half Moon Joe, I think. He's pretty funny. You should go watch him if you haven't. He's quite hilarious.
This is the weirdest story I've ever read.
We'll go over that later. Let's read this letter. Hilda Swenson. Congratulations. Hope you enjoyed finding this because you and I are just getting started. See, I've got a secret. Well, two actually. But I don't believe in just handing things to folks on a silver platter. That's no fun.
Send me something from the top of the lighthouse in Morse code?
Get anywhere in this world, you gotta get out there and be curious. You gotta ask questions, shake things up till you get the answers, and I know you're curious or you wouldn't be reading this. So what I want you to do is send me something from the top of the lighthouse in Morse code. As for what I want you to send me, read the little story I've enclosed. That'll get you started. The story makes no sense to say, well, to get into this, you got into this chest, didn't you? Eventually, you'll find the answer to my secret. As for my other secret, if you're smart, and I have a sneaky suspicion you are, you'll figure it out along the way.
Something is fishy in Snake Horse Harbor.
Come on, Nancy. Either read the whole thing or don't. Come on. And I'm not just speaking of the halibut. And no funny stuff because I'm watching you, Hilda. Alright. Well, let's head back to civilization. Alright. Let's see if Kitty has anything to say.
What's up?
See you in a bit.
Be careful out there.
Nope. Alright, so what we have to do with this story, we go through, and any time there's a word like alpha or Sierra or kilo, that's part of the NATO phonetic alphabet, we write down the letter and then, keep going and stuff. And then it'll spell out a certain message. So I'm not going to do it because I already know what it is. Let's see, it's AJJDHS. Okay. So what it's going to say is, ask Andy Jason.
So far, so good.
Scotto, then Andy Jason. You okay, Nancy? Then Dublin. For Hilda's.
I'm getting there.
Gift.
Ta-da! Ask HSAJJD for Hilda's gift.
That's correct, Nancy. Notice you didn't mention Katie at all, which is kind of weird. I don't know what she would have done if these people had, for some reason, not decided to live here anymore, or had, gotten rid of her gift or whatever. Let's have
You again?
I understand that Hilda Swenson gave you something?
So what if she did?
Do you think I could see it?
Tell you what, this chess problem I've been working on is giving me fits. Here, solve it for me, and I'll let you see what Hilda gave me.
Man, this man has way too nice of hands to be a fisherman. I just gotta say.
Feel free to look at the chess book in my duffel bag if you need help. Let me know when you're through.
AKA, feel free to snoop through my duffel bag, Nancy. Poker. Royal Flush. Ace, King, Queen, Jack, and 10. 5 highest cards. Straight. Any cards in order. 4 of a kind is 4 of the same thing. Full house is 3 and 2. Flush is 5. Straight is in order, but not in the same group. Kind of blah blah. Okay. That'll be important later. And we got chess basics. 3, 4, 7, 5. I have a feeling that's important. Excellent. And that is just telling us how the different chess pieces move. I already know how to play chess, so. No, put it away. Shoot, rolled up newspaper. Somebody thought something was really funny. 2 moves to win the game. Oh, now, I think this is one of the differences because this is not the normal puzzle. Normally the pieces are like over here. So this must be one of the senior difficulty differences. Okay, so let's see. Their king's there. I'm assuming, yeah, this is ours. So the pawn has this space covered. The bishop has that space covered, so he can't go there or there. And he also can't go there, so he could go here. And he could go here, except that rook is covering. Okay, so rook probably goes to... I'll have to specify left rook or just say rook. Well, I guess that doesn't matter because there's only one rook that can go there. So rook goes to a7, I'm guessing?
Huh.
No? Oh, or maybe do I send him here instead? I'll try that.
Huh.
No? Unless, do I just send him all the way to the end? But then he could still go here, couldn't he? And then there's... I don't have any way of covering that space. I'll try it, I guess. H8?
Huh.
No? What do you guys think? I would have thought either move the rook here... I guess we're trying to put him in check, aren't we? But... Unless, do I move this rook like over here to h5?
Correct. Rook moves to h5.
Okay.
So black would move here.
Okay, and then we move this rook down to h7?
Nope.
Nope, not that one.
Perfect.
I guess this guy has to go down to a7 now.
Oh.
No? Can't be here because then the king could just take him. Sure it's not here, Nancy? a7?
Oh.
Well. Nancy's not playing chess the way I would play chess, but what do I know? It is definitely the rook, though. That is correct. So where else could this guy move? This guy moves here. Well, then the king could just move back, couldn't he? Oh, maybe... Oh, I bet this rook moves up here. Because then he'll have the king covered. Then the king can't go in this row, or this row, or this row. And then the bishop is also covering the rook, so the king can't take the bishop. I bet that's it. So this guy has to go up to h7. That's got to be it.
Yes.
There we go.
Checkmate.
Yeah, victory! Alright. Well, it's interesting. I've never seen that. I think everyone I've seen play this has played the junior version of it. So, interesting.
Done with that chess problem yet?
Got it right here.
Right as rain. And to keep up my end of the bargain, here's what Hilda gave me. Handle's made of scrimshaw. She carved it herself. Never would tell me why she wrote one bum on it like that. Of course, this was after her husband died. Guess her mind was starting to go.
Thanks for letting me see it.
One bum. Giggity.
See you around.
Vote for Holt. Spread the word.
I'm gonna not do
Hi,
that.
Nancy. How's it going?
You know, that muffin I had before was really awesome.
Say no more.
That was delicious.
Here, let me get rid of that for you.
Did Hilda Swenson give you something?
She made a necklace for me. Prettiest thing I own. I'd show it to you, but it's at my house. How did you know she gave me something?
It's kind of a long story, but I'd really love to see that necklace.
Problem is, my home's across town, and I'm real low on clams, which means I've got to go clamming before I can even think about doing anything else.
But I really need to see that necklace.
Okay, if you get the clams, I'll go get the necklace. You can put them in here. 15 ought to do it. That's the limit anyway. But you'll also need a permit. Andy Jason can issue you one.
It's been fun talking to you.
Back at ya.
All right, let's go climbing. Gotta get that permit. Don't want to be fined. Oh, I guess I didn't write it down. What was it? $138.43 or something? Yeah.
Hi, Nancy.
I need a clamming permit. Jenna said I could get one from you.
Ordinarily you could, but permits mean paperwork, and I'm kinda busy right now. Of course, if someone wanted to volunteer to help me...
Nancy does everyone else's chores, cliche.
What kind of help do you need?
Inside that box marked Caddy is a miniature of what our resident sea monster might look like in skeletal form. Assemble it for me, and I'll not only give you a permit, but I'll throw in a free clam tube. And remember, whales rule!
I will try to remember that, Andy. Thanks. All right, let's do this.
Good.
Let's start at the end, actually. It's probably the
Good.
easiest.
Oh, yeah.
All right. It wasn't that good, Nancy. Calm down.
Bingo. Good. Good. Nah. Bingo.
That won't work.
Good. Oh, yeah. Good. Bingo. Oh, yeah. Bingo. Wow, am I a creative genius or what?
Well, I don't think there was any creativity necessarily involved in that, Nancy. That was pretty much just following directions, but sure, whatever. I'm not gonna argue with you.
Hi, Nancy.
I finished putting that display together.
So you did. Caddy never looked better. Here's your permit, and here's your clam tube. Look for little holes in the sand. Sometimes water will squirt out of them. Anyway, center the tube over the hole, push it down into the sand, and pull. If you're quick enough, the clam will be in the sand that comes out of the tube. If not, try again.
Okay, I don't understand why he says that, because as I understand it, you can take as long as you like. And I mean, realistically, like, what, is the clam gonna run away from you or something if you don't do it fast enough? Like, that doesn't seem possible. What the heck, Andy?
I understand that Hilda Swenson gave you a present?
She gave me the design I used to create the keychains I give away to everyone who goes on a Whale World whale watch. She was quite the graphic artist.
Since I took your whale watching tour, I get a free keychain, right?
Actually, I only give them to paying customers.
Well, excuse me.
Now, why did the term false advertising suddenly pop into my head?
Okay.
Thanks for your time.
Whales rule!
Yeah, you said that.
Tren. Wonder what that means.
Tren. Clams can burrow? I guess so, but fast enough to get away from a clam tube? Maybe. I don't know. I'm no clam expert, so don't take my word for it, but that's always just seemed a little weird to me. Alright, let's go to the beach. Regular nighttime. What's on my mouse? First. Alright. Now, I'm going to save my game because I'm going to be naughty. And I'm going to use a glitch to get past the climbing part quicker. So normally, what you have to do is you have to go around and you have to find 15 of these. Yeah, you have to find 15 clams. Don't pick it up, Nancy. What are you doing? You have to go to this beach, and then you have to go over to the other beach on the other side, and blah, 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 blah. It's a real pain in the butt, and you have to go back and forth a whole bunch of times. What I'm going to do is a glitch. I saw this in the speedrun by Argofump. What you do is you pick up the clam, and then without clicking on it again, you go to your clam bucket, and then back, and then you go to your clam bucket. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Alright, so now we just need one more. Now it's important not to mess that up, because if you get more than 15, it breaks the game, and the game's like, wait, you have more than 15, that doesn't compute, and then you literally can't. It's soft locks the game and you can't finish.
15 clams. I'm all set.
Yeah, exactly. Just like Jesus. I'm pretty sure he used that same exact glitch with the loaves and fishes. Jesus is known for his speedrun glitch strats. So yeah, that'll save us a lot of time, because now we don't need to go over to that other beach and blah, 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 blah. And it's a good thing too, because in the very short time that we were gone, something has happened at the cafe. Let's find out what. It's so fun watching speedruns, because you see all these cool tricks and stuff that you never would have figured out, you know, normally. That's why I love watching them. It's so fun.
Hi, Nancy. Oh, good, you got the clams. Let me take those from you. I'll take that clam tube off your hands, too. You'll never guess what happened. While I was home getting that necklace for you, somebody broke in here. The sheriff just left.
Really? Was anything stolen?
What's weird is I'm not only missing food, like bread and eggs and stuff like that, but it looks like they also stole a bunch of tools and some boat parts.
Boat parts?
Go figure. What's more, both doors were locked when I got here, and none of the windows were broken. It's like a ghost did it.
Ghost?
Would it be okay if I looked around?
If you want to play detective, please, be my guest. If you have any questions, just holler.
So chat, you think Jen is gonna go make some steamed clams?
Hi, Nancy. How's it going?
Do you have that necklace you said you'd go get?
Well, sort of. My niece got hold of it last time she was out here and locked it up in some kind of toy box. It's on the table over there if you want to try to open it, 'cause unfortunately, I can't.
You know, your clam chowder really is awesome.
Say no more. Next one will be on the house, too.
That was delicious.
Here, let me get rid of that for you.
It's been fun talking to you.
Yeah, hasn't it, though?
I apologize. It doesn't bother me, but I know some people absolutely hate the sound of other people eating. So if that's a trigger of yours, I apologize. That'll probably be the last food we eat this Let's Play. So, yeah, I just remembered we get to do this puzzle now, and I specifically remember hearing that the senior level puzzle is especially
Match pairs across
craptastic.
all 3 screens.
Yeah, so normally on junior mode, you'll click on something like mushrooms, and then the mushroom will be somewhere on this page. But on senior detective, we have to go through all 3 screens and find the other mushrooms, which really is gonna suck. Salt and pepper. I swear I saw that here somewhere. So yeah, this might take a while. I wish there was an easy way to skip this, but there is not. So how you doing, Jet? Top right on second screen. There we go. Now where's the first one? I've already forgotten. Yeah, that's why this is gonna take forever. Okay. Sandwich. I know I saw a sandwich somewhere. Hey, we got one. Only 300 to go. Pie. Wow. Look at that. We're on a roll. Spoons. Spoons, spoons, spoons. There's cheese. I know I just saw cheese somewhere. There's cheese. Cheese and... cheese. Okay. Second screen, second row and column. Okay. Round. Oh, look at that. That one was on the same page. How about that? Egg. Egg. Can I offer you an egg in this trying time? Oh, mushrooms. Look at that. Maybe we should just go through and try to do any that are on the same page first. That'll make things a little easier. I swear I saw fish on this page somewhere. Carrot, muffin, grapes, peas, spoons. Okay, carrot. I know there's carrot. Okay. Lemon. That one was here. Potato. Drumstick. Drumstick. There we go. Egg, strawberry. Bowl? Was that bowl? Yes, it was. No, that was this. There we go. Okay. Egg. That's a match, right? They're both eggs. Great. Thank you. Potato, lemon, peas. Oh, wait. Egg. Peas are here? Yep. Is there another potato here? No. Spoons. Here. Beet was somewhere in here. Oh, there's egg. Egg. Nope. This one. Bowl. That was here. Bread. Fish. Somewhere. No, it's first screen. Fish. There's fish. Nope. Fish. See, we're doing a chat. Egg. I've always wanted to watch Always Sunny. I've heard it's fun. Specifically, some of the guys at Achievement Hunter have watched it, so I know some of the jokes and stuff, mostly because of that. Okay, lemon. There's the muffin. Where was the other? Oh, wasn't even looking for that one. Made it by accident. Okay, there's muffin and muffin. Good. ice cream. That should be a match. That's ice cream. Muffin. Wait, there's ice cream. That one I think is here. Cake. It's radish. Pear. That's lemon. I thought the lemon was here. Oh, there's cake. There's lemon. Nope. Potato. There's potato. Nope. Try again. Nope. Dang it. There we go. Ice cream and peach. Where's the other peach? There's pear. Bread. I'm doing it. I'm beginning to believe. Tomato. Strawberry. It's not as hard as it first seemed. Ice cream. It's there. We're doing it, chat. Yeah, we did it.
It's beautiful.
LF.
What kind of word is that?
LF. Ant. Yeah. Now, the part that sucks is that you have to do this puzzle even if you already know what the letters are on this thing are, because it won't let you progress otherwise. And what sucks is you can open up this case, not click on it, and then accidentally back up, and then you'll have to come do the case puzzle all over again, which really sucks. Alright, let's investigate here, now that the party's over. Somebody really messed up.
Looks like you do a lot of shopping at Save King.
I do all my shopping at Save King.
Save King. Interesting. That may come in handy later.
How come you store boat parts in here?
Gotta store them somewhere. I don't have a garage, I barely have a closet, and my boat breaks down a lot.
Sounds like you need a bag of holding. Interesting. Alright, well, not much else to see in here.
That's strange.
Somebody made a mess at a table in a cafe? Wow, never seen that before. Oh, says we're only down to 2 viewers now. I hope Cassian didn't lag out. That would be sad. Alright, let's give our friend Casey a call, because I think there's a clue we need from him, and I wonder if we can... I wonder if he'll be able to give it to us yet. Let's see. Casey!
Maritime Library, this is Casey.
Hi, this is Nancy Drew. Any luck finding what shipwreck that piece of driftwood came from?
Sorry, can't talk now. I'm waiting for a real important call from Nancy Drew.
Casey, that's me. I'm Nancy Drew.
Oh, then I got some good news.
You know the name of the shipwreck?
The SS Whitechapel Dawn sank 5 years ago right there in the channel outside Snakehorse Harbor, about a mile and a half due northwest of the lighthouse.
Really?
I hear that channel up there's been pretty busy, what with that orphaned whale messing things up for the fishermen and all. Anyway, everything fits except one thing.
I knew it was too good to be true.
The Whitechapel Dawn went down in deep water. Real deep water. Too deep for currents to be carrying debris up from it. Just not possible.
Are you sure, Casey? Are you
Could a
sure
recent
it's
storm
not
have
possible?
turned things up down there?
I've been doing this type of research for 20 years, young lady. When I say something's not possible, it's not possible.
Yet somehow a piece of wood from it washed ashore. What kind of ship was the Whitechapel Dawn?
It was just a regular old freighter bound for San Francisco from Vancouver, British Columbia. Nothing unusual about it if you don't count the rumors.
What rumors?
About the smuggling.
The ship was smuggling something?
After it sank, some crew members said there was something unusual about the cargo it had been carrying. That's all. No specifics, just rumors.
Why did the ship sink?
Official cause was foul weather. but whenever a boat goes down in those parts, they always unofficially blame it on... Oh, what do they call that sea serpent up there?
Caddy?
No, thanks. Caddy! That's what they call it! Caddy! Anyway, this has been fun, young lady, but I need to get back to work. By the way, I just got done emailing you something.
What?
I said, I just got done emailing you something.
Great, thanks. Well, goodbye, Casey.
Goodbye, Caddy.
I certainly hope he doesn't operate heavy machinery.
His brain is definitely not heavy machinery, that's for sure. Let's go see what he emailed us. Could be a clue. Could lead us to buried treasure. Oh, while we're here, any progress on the ice block?
Looks like whatever's in here is starting to defrost.
Alright. Have to check back in a little bit. Email. Blah, blah, blah. Thought you'd like to see this. Nancy, I'm kind of a stained glass art freak. Oh, sorry, I should do it in his voice. Nancy, I'm kind of a stained glass art freak, and I came across a webpage during my travels in cyberspace that I thought you might find interesting, since you're staying in Snake Horse Harbor. Check out www.bombback.blah blah 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 blah. Enjoy. Yours, Casey. Well, let's go check it out. Here we go. Royal
The Hot Kettle
Flush.
was originally called the Royal Flush Saloon. Interesting.
Interesting. These are Jason Bomback's best work. Go to the Hot Kettle Cafe, formerly known as the Royal Flush Saloon. Shrewd businessman named Silas Devlin built it in 1866. Determined to create an establishment that would appeal to all social classes, he commissioned Bombeck to create stained and leaded glass doors and windows, knowing that his highbrow customers would recognize them as works of art, and that his lowbrow customers would enjoy them because they looked like big pieces of candy. I feel like that's a meme, like, oh, yes, art, and then, ooh, pretty candy. For years, the Royal Flush was the place to go. Able-bodied farmers and people were being shanghaied, so people stopped going there. Understandable. Clothes, a jewelry shop. Still the stained glass there. Cool. While we're here...
I can use my handy-dandy anagram buster to figure out what those strange words on Hilda's gifts mean.
Ooh, piece of candy. Oh, here's another interesting difference. In the junior mode, they give you a whole list of like probably 20 different phrases that you can make out of these letters. But in the senior version, apparently they don't give you. They give you the option on junior to assemble it manually, or you can go to the automatic assembler and see what it comes up with. In this one, we're gonna have to do it ourselves.
Telephone number. Yeah, that makes sense.
So, Hilda wants us to send her our telephone number from the lighthouse. Again, why she couldn't have just said that in her letter in that clam that we found. Who knows? Oh, before I go, I am going to need to know Morse code. So let's look that up real quick. What's the deal with Morse code? So S, okay. Take a picture of this for later reference. Yeah, the numbers are actually all pretty easy because it's like 1 dot, and then 2 dots for 2, 3 dots for 3, 4, 5, and then counting backwards. I probably could figure it out, but it'll be easier. Just look at that. Okay, let's... We can technically do either. Well, let's do the lighthouse first. We are closer to the lighthouse. So we'll do that, and then we'll go to the hot kettle. Super relief. Wonder what Commander Zach's up to. I miss him. Alright. Let's go with 3475. Alright. Okay. Let's go up here.
Looks like someone's been up here recently. Someone messy.
Man, if you think this is messy, Nancy, you have some pretty high standards.
That's today. Wonder why it's circled.
Oh, look. It's the Monster Energy drink. Somebody's been trying to poison the orca. I knew it. Cassian was right. I hope she's still here. I miss her
Looks
too.
like the bulb's missing. It's rusted shut.
Okay, so we're gonna have to do some stuff to sort that out. So yeah, we can't do that just yet. So we're gonna have to go down here, open this up, pull the lever. That did something. Let's step outside, go around here, and voila, it's now open. Dive down this ladder.
Wonder why that's there.
The efforts of many built the wall seen here.
There's obviously more to this, like the other half of the picture.
So we'll have to get to that puzzle from the other side. Interesting. So now here's an interesting puzzle. A lot of people that I've seen playing this game don't actually know how to play this, or at least most people I've heard from have trouble with this puzzle, but there's actually a very simple solution, which I think I learned either in a speed run or from somebody in like the comment section on another video. But so there's these bulbs, right? We don't know which ones are good and bad, and actually a majority of them, I think all but 2 of them are bad bulbs. But how do you know which ones are bad? There's no way to like see inside them, right? Well, the answer is when you pick them up. So I don't know if you guys, these are not fluorescent, these are incandescent. So how incandescent bulbs work is they have, make sure I'm on the webcam here. They have 2 prongs that go up into them, right? And then they have a little like spring that goes in between them in the middle, right? And when a bulb goes bad, usually it's because that spring has like either had too much heat or whatever, and it's broken into 2 pieces. So when you pick up a bad bulb, those 2 pieces of spring, however, what side they are on, they flop around and they'll hit the side of the glass, so then they'll make that tink sound. But if you pick up a good bulb like this one, you notice it doesn't make any noise. So that's how you're supposed to solve this puzzle. I'm not sure how they expect people to like figure that out. I don't think there's ever like a handout or anything that like explains that anywhere in this game. So I guess they just expect you to know it, but that's how you're supposed to solve that puzzle. I've seen many people get stuck on that puzzle before and not realize that there's actually a way of solving it without having to run back and forth and try all of them. So I thought that was kind of cool, because I didn't know that either until someone else told me. Yeah, so now we gotta go back to the hot kettle. We've done everything we can at the lighthouse for the moment. Alright, so if we look around cafe, there's these beautiful wood panels, and some of them.
What is this card thing?
Good question. Aunt Iris said it and the others like it have been on the walls in here since the place was built.
And now here's another difference between junior and senior that I've just discovered. On junior, you get to move these all independently of one another, but on senior, moving one will move another one, which makes it a little more difficult to solve. So this puzzle might take me a while. I think I know what they're all supposed to be. It's just getting them to be there that's going to be the tricky part. Yeah, because I have any queen, king. Does this one have a jack on it? Of course it doesn't. Okay. To save myself a bunch of trouble, I'm going to cheat. I'm just going to look up and see. I just need to know which suit they need to be. So let's see what the Nancy Drew community has to say. Okay, for some reason I can't look at it on my phone, so we're gonna do, come on OBS, work with me here. We'll switch webcam for a second. Alright, we'll just do that while I pull this up on my computer instead, because apparently my phone won't let me look at the answer. Okay. Okay. That's all I need to know. I don't need to know the answer. I just need to know which one to use where. Oh, I better switch my game back over. There we go. All right. So this one, it says, has to be the diamonds. So let's try to find the diamonds. This one has the ace on it, so this one has to be the 10.
That should do it.
Okay. Whew. That took longer than I would have liked. We're gonna save. Gonna need a lot of bravery water for these cards. Oh boy. So then over here. This one I think has to be clubs. Yes, this is spades.
There, that looks right.
This one is close.
That looks perfect.
Well, that one is definitely easier. Alright, one to go. Just gotta do the hearts in the private room over here.
What was that?
We did it, chat. Alright. Let's investigate. Oh my gosh.
I bet that's how those... I can't see a thing. I'm gonna need a flashlight.
Why you don't just carry a flashlight with you at all times, Nancy? I don't
Hi,
understand.
Nancy. How's it going?
Do you have a flashlight I could borrow?
Sorry.
Okay.
It's been fun talking to you.
Yeah, hasn't it, though?
You again?
Would you happen to have a flashlight I could borrow?
Nope.
See you around.
Yeah, whatever.
Let's see if Katie has one. I bet she does. Ugh. We're getting there, chat. We're doing it.
Hey, what's going on?
Have you fixed the engine?
I'm getting there. I remembered that a friend of mine had stashed some boat parts in my storage locker.
A friend, huh? Just happened to have some boat parts. Interesting. Very interesting.
Would you by any chance have a flashlight?
I have a headlamp. I mean, I have one somewhere. I'm sorry, Nancy. I'm so hungry I can hardly see straight, let alone think straight.
Oh, well, funny you mentioned that. I've got this delicious peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Would you like it?
A sandwich?
That would be awesome.
Here's a sandwich for you.
Great.
Here you go.
I'm starving. I don't feel so good all of a sudden. What did you put in that thing? Oh man, I don't feel good at all.
You gave Katie food poisoning?
No, I mean, not exactly. Something in the sandwich I made for her.
I didn't
agree
get
with
it.
her.
I didn't
Where
get
is
to
she
her.
now?
It was the sandwich.
Outside, leaning over the rail, and you know.
Gee, Nan, I've never given any of your friends food poisoning.
I'm sure it was just an honest mistake. Give it another try, Nancy. Just go easy on the salmonella this time.
Very funny.
Ta. Well, let's go and make an actual sandwich this time. Get rid of that one. Let's make a bog standard jelly and peanut butter. How's that?
What's up?
Here's a sandwich for you.
Great.
Here you go.
I'm starving. That was fabulous. Thank you. Okay, you wanted my headlamp. Where's my headlamp? Oh my gosh. It was right here in the engine compartment the whole time.
I didn't kill her. It was the poison that I gave in her drink she drank. It wasn't me.
See you in a bit.
I'll be right here.
Fancy. Okay, so we got a headlamp. Now let's go back and investigate that secret tunnel. Dang, I better finish this game fast. I'm also on Bravery Lemonade. I mean, I do have more, but I probably shouldn't drink more than 2 Bravery Lemonades in one evening. Not that way. This way. All right.
Camping gear is the last thing I need right now.
Must be Cabela's. No. Dude, look at that. Elvis was here. How cool is that? Who would have thought? Elvis coming out of Snake Horse Harbor? So cool.
A cairn. Wonder who made it.
Probably someone named Karen. Hey! Boxes.
I've got enough 10-penny nails, thank you very much.
Very interesting. Now, for your information,
I've got enough 10-penny nails.
there's
thank
another
you very
Easter egg
much.
we can see here. All we have to do is
I've got enough
keep
10-penny
attempting
nails,
to
thank you very much.
enter this hardware store
I've got enough
multiple
10-penny
times,
nails,
and
thank you very
eventually we will
much.
get to see something very strange and peculiar.
Cool.
AKA Nancy just tripping out on drugs. There must be a gas leak down in these tunnels or something, Nancy, because this ain't normal. That is pretty cute. Boy. What was in that last PBJ? Okay. Anyway, on with the investigation.
Another cairn. Glad I'm wearing comfortable shoes, because it looks like I'm going to be doing a lot of walking. Phew, I feel like I've walked for miles. Another cairn.
Good as new oil spray. Another lever, like the one we saw in the lighthouse.
Dead end. That sound. Where have I heard that sound before?
That sounds like the flagpole at the lighthouse. Oh wow, we got it. Look at that. A secret tunnel in the secret tunnel. Go in the... Thank you. Where are we?
I'm in the sea caves.
Oh wow, by that tree. And what's this? A bunch of letters and numbers and gizmos? Well, makes no sense to me. Let's get the heck out of here. Come on, Master Chief. Let's get the heck out of here. Now, funny story, you actually... So there's two one-way doors in this area. There's one up here at the top of this lighthouse gate that you can only enter from the lighthouse side and come down into here, and then it won't let you go down this tunnel past this door. And likewise, coming from the lighthouse side, you can't get in through this door, you can only get in through this tunnel. And the reason that is because this tunnel connects the cafe and the lighthouse. So if you were able to go all the way through uninterrupted, like right now, I could, if I was able to go all the way up here, I would appear at the lighthouse, but my bike wouldn't be there. So then I would basically be stuck. So then I would have to come back this way anyway. And similarly, if I went to the lighthouse, came down this tunnel, and then walked, you know, all the way to the cafe, I would be at the cafe, but then my bike wouldn't be there, so I'd be stuck and I'd have to go back. So that's the reason why those doors there are there that are like one-way doors. That seemed kind of weird, but after you think about it, it's like, oh, well, yeah, it's because Nancy's bicycle can't teleport and follow her, unfortunately. So let's get the heck out of here. Not that way. Past Elvis. This way? Yeah, here we go. Back to the cafe. Let's tell Jenna that there's a secret tunnel in her basement. I'm sure she'll be delighted.
Hi, Nancy. How's it going?
Did you know that there's a trap door in the floor of your banquet room?
A trap door? No. Where does it go?
It drops down into a tunnel, and when I explored it, I found trap doors going up into two other shops.
It's a trap.
A tunnel? I don't know anything about it.
It's probably how those burglars got in and out.
Look, tunnels are dangerous. I don't want you going down there anymore.
Oh no, I'll be fine.
I mean it. Just forget about this whole thing.
Only if you call the sheriff and tell him about it.
No! Okay, look. I guess if you're real careful, you can keep poking around down there. But I don't want you telling anybody else about that tunnel without coming to me first. I got my reasons. I've also got work to do. I don't have time to talk right now. Sorry.
You again?
See you around.
Vote for Holt. Spread the word.
As a non-resident of Snake Horse Harbor, I'm not allowed to vote. Sorry. Okay, what should we do now? Oh, yeah, we can go back to the lighthouse now that we have our totally not name brand WD-40 spray. Oh boy, are we dropping frames again? Knock it off, would you, OBS? Well, it's probably more like my internet, but hopefully it's still good for you guys. What is it? 3, 4, 7. Alright, done that. Now we can go up here. here. Spray our spray in there. Put our light bulb in here. Close that.
Ah,
Yep.
there we go.
There we go. Alright. So now let's put in Nancy's telephone number, which actually, what is it? 523-555-4399. Remember the good old days when you used to have your phone number written on your phone? Okay, so let's see. Dots and dashes, so that'll be period and dash. Okay, so pull up my photo I took earlier. Okay, so it's 5, which is 5 dots.
5.
2. Zoom in. Thank you.
2. 3. 5. 5. 5.
4.
4. 3. 9. 9.
Making clips, huh? Nice. And then 2 seconds later.
Hello?
Hello, Nancy. Hilda here.
Hilda? Hilda Swenson?
Easy, girl. It's not like you're talking to the Queen of England or anything. Although I did meet her once. Stuffy lot, those Windsors.
Whoa, whoa. Too soon. Come on, she just died. Like, easy on the jokes. Be insensitive.
How did you know my name?
Where there's a will and a satellite internet connection, there's always a way.
So, you've been stalking me.
What's the other secret you said you had?
Patience? As in all good films, all will eventually be revealed. In the meantime, I've sent you an email. Read it, follow the instructions, and we'll do lunch.
We will?
No. It's just an expression, dear. No one in Hollywood ever really has lunch when they say they're going to do lunch.
Oh.
I'll be in touch. And rest
Disappointed.
assured, I'll be watching. Which reminds me, someone's been up in the lighthouse. I couldn't see who. I hope they aren't doing any damage.
They did leave kind of a mess.
We really must put a stop to this, Nancy. Ciao.
It's a major damage, huh? Sounds like you need flex tape. Okay, so now what do we do? She said she emailed us something? Let's go back and check that, I suppose. Vroom, vroom.
Where's all this water? What is that smell? Ew.
Well, I think we know where our Atlantic cod are coming from. So I think Katie may have been... Let's ask her about it, actually.
What's up?
See you in a bit.
Have fun.
Never mind. Oh, wait.
Save King.
We can't ask her about that.
What's up?
Jenna Devlin said some of the things that were stolen from her back room in that burglary were boat parts she'd bought at Save King.
And?
I noticed a box from Save King over there and just thought it was kind of an interesting coincidence.
Everyone around here shops at Save King for boat parts and practically everything else. Any other questions?
Yes, in fact.
Are you aware that there's a whole lot of fish going bad in your freezer?
Of course I am. Whoever tore up my engine damaged my wiring, too. Refrigerator's out, freezer's out, TV's out.
Now we hit him with a bazinga.
It's herring, if I'm not mistaken. The same kind of fish orcas in captivity are fed.
All right. I've been feeding the orca okay, but I'm not the only one. I can't afford to feed her much, and there's not enough natural fish in the channel for her to exist on, yet she's doing fine. Which means someone else is feeding her too. You know, this is not a good time for me to be trying to entertain a house guest. How about a rain check?
I'm fine with the way things are, but if you insist.
As soon as I get this fixed, I'll take you to the mainland so you can catch a flight back to River Heights. I'm sorry, Nancy.
Trying to get rid of us suddenly now that we're on to her, huh? I see how it is. Okay, let's check that email. So simply read the coordinates below. Okay. 48, 42, A, B, C, 123, 08, 7, D, E. Alright, so here's our next puzzle. So nuns surrounding St. Croix Harbor, that is the, I think it's the red buoys, which according to this is 4. And then the number of the ID with graffiti on it is 8. It's buoy number 8. And then number of isophase buoys plus 4. That's the number of ones with have a flashing light on it. So I think the answer to that is just 1. And then how many knowledge charges for clam chowder, we already wrote that down as 3, and then number of cairns in the tunnels is 5. That I will admit I did look that up because I honestly this puzzle is kind of annoying because you gotta paddle all over the place. It takes a long time. And you have to go run all over and do a bunch of stuff, which I don't really feel like doing right now. So let's cut to the chase. Put in our new coordinates. Because we're getting pretty close to 3 hours right now, so I'd like to wrap this up soon if I can, before it gets much later. Alright, so it's going to be 48, 23, 45, 20, 23. Alright, so I gotta go out to that now.
When it opens yet.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, Nancy.
Let it pick up on its own.
I
That's
commend
kind
your
of funny.
ability to take direction and to follow through. You're definitely a cut above. And for that, you've just been rewarded.
Totally did that one legit.
You're watching me? Right now?
I told you I would be. I always keep my word, Nancy. I think it's the least human beings can do for each other. Now, here's your next mission. Listen carefully. I hope you like poems. Below ground is a rock
Boy,
with
do
a
I.
strange anvil look. When you're near it, behold what's above. Letters found at the beach
Yeah,
will
just
put a
love
new spot in reach. Letters only a sailor could love. Oh, my apologies, dear. I'm many things, but I'm afraid I'm not much of a poet.
I noticed.
Not that I'm complaining, but wouldn't it be easier if you just gave me whatever it is you want me to have?
Were I to simply give it to you, you might just turn around and toss it away. But if I make you earn it, you'll feel like it's yours and use it properly. Now, where was I? The device you just found. It'll come in handy when you get where you're going after you've gone where my poem takes you. Goodbye, Nancy.
Oh no, please don't hang up. I've got so many questions.
Alright, so we gotta go back to the caves, but we need... Yeah, we need to go to the tunnel, so we need to go to the cafe. Yeah, so I just saved like 20 or 30 minutes of running around looking for crap with that. Which is why I did it. Otherwise, normally I like solving puzzles, but when it's stuff that's clearly put in just to make the game longer, it's like, okay, really? Okay, so we gotta find the Anvil Rock, which was... I think it's this way. No, I actually never played the new one. I haven't played it yet, but I also haven't watched anyone else play it. So, is it really bad as far as time waster puzzles and stuff? There's that Anvil Rock.
There's an opening up there. It goes to another tunnel.
I just read this thing on Reddit the other day. It was something about how this guy was crawling around in caves and he got stuck and they tried to pull him out, and the harness they were using broke and it caused more debris to fall on him, and he just got trapped and died. And it wasn't a big tunnel like that you can walk through. It was one, it's really tiny, you had to crawl through. I'm like, why do people do that? I don't know. People dying in tunnels just seems like an incredibly dumb way to die. You are dying in a situation that you put yourself in that clearly could have been avoided, or I don't know. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going, but I'm just gonna do my old follow the right wall trick, and hopefully we'll figure something out. And this is where I was supposed to use those, there we go.
More coordinates. I should have known.
Alright. Now, I guess let's follow the left wall to get back out. That makes sense, right? Might not be the fastest route out, but it's reliable. Whoops. That way. Time to hoof it back. Yeah, the general kind of consensus I've gotten from the Nancy Drew Reddit community is that most people didn't really care for the new game. I mean, I understand because it's a lot different than the other games, and that's understandable, but from a gameplay perspective, if it's not fun to play either, I can see people not liking it. Or if it's, differs a lot, and like I said, it's a lot of time wasters and stuff that are okay, why is this in the game? I can see people not liking it for that reason either. Okay, Let's go back to here because we got GPS. While I watch the movie. Yeah, I know games like that. Yeah. We'll see. I don't know if... I'm not sure if Midnight in Salem is one of the games that you get in the Steam bundles that I've been getting the games from. If we have it, I mean, I might play it when we get to the end of the series. But we shall see. Yeah. Oh, overshot. Boop. Hey, look at that. All right.
Hilda?
Uh-oh, I'm getting predictable. This really will be our last conversation.
Oh, I hope not.
Oh,
I'd really like to
no.
meet you.
So sad.
I'm afraid that's not going to happen. So, here you are in the home stretch.
You mean I'm never going to get any kind of explanation? Oh, that's not fair.
Okay, look. When I made my exit from Snake Horse Harbor, I left everything behind. You know, to kind of prove that I'd lost all my marbles. Problem is, I left behind something that I realize now I should have taken with me. My notebook on Benjamin Hawkins. Someone has obviously found it and is misusing it. See, my husband and I explored every inch of land in, around, and under Snake Horse Harbor. What we discovered, and we discovered everything, we wrote down in that notebook.
So this fishy thing that's going on, you feel like it's your fault.
Precisely. So, use what I just gave you and take a look at the boat and the bottle that Andy has. A really good look. When the time comes, you'll know what to do with what you see.
One more thing. Why do you want everyone to think you're crazy when you're obviously not?
Well.
After my husband died, I just got bored. I love the San Juans, but the people of Snake Horse Harbor, I got tired of them.
Too much
So
gossip.
I moved across the channel, and to make sure people left me alone.
You pretended to be nuts.
But then I got to thinking that it might be a good idea to make contact with someone trustworthy, just in case. Hence the messages in the bottles. Now, get going before it's too late. And what I just told you, keep it to yourself, okay?
Sure. So you won't be calling me anymore?
No. This, as they say in the business, is a wrap.
Well,
It's
I've
a wrap.
enjoyed knowing you.
And I you. Thank you, Nancy.
Goodbye, Hilda.
So Hilda's like, yeah, I wanted to make sure I had a contact or something. So I sent out all these bottles. But unfortunately, everybody for the first, 3 years just completely ignored them and couldn't make heads or tails out of them. So that was a useless idea, huh? And then this random tourist girl shows up and somehow deciphers it. So then Hilda's like, okay, well, you're my contact. But then, as soon as you leave, well, back to having no contact, I guess. Some people. Okay. Let's go over to whalesrule.com.
Interesting. There's some kind of symbols on those sails.
Oh, wow. We got like a trident-y, trifork kind of thing. Got like a Templar cross kind of looking deal. And then a upside down star. Black and white on it. I'm not crazy, I just for talking to people from across the harbor who messages in bottles. Yeah, exactly. Alright. No, back up. Got anything else to say, Andy?
Hi, Nancy.
Someone broke into the hot kettle today.
No kidding. Wow, that's the third one this week.
Apparently all they took was food and boat parts.
Sounds a lot like those 2 other burglaries.
Thanks for your time.
Whales rule!
Yeah, you've said that. Okay, whoops. Okay, so now we gotta go back to the sea cave. So let's go to the lighthouse. Yeah, here's another time waster. We gotta go to the sea caves, do something, and then, well, then we gotta go back to someplace else, get in the kayak, and you'll see. A lot of things for like, couldn't we have just come here in our kayak to begin with, and that would have been quicker? But no, we gotta do things the hard way, because we gotta get in all, make sure that the people see all those beautifully rendered scenes that we made. Alright, let's turn this way. Secret lever. Back up. I do really like the music in this game. That's one thing I do like about this game, even though some of the other things about it are just okay. Alright, so now we go in here. Okay, so first we gotta click on... Alright, so the only symbol that we have is this one. The other two are the Templar cross and the upside down triangle, or star that looks like that. So click on this one. Then here we'll find the Templar cross, and then the... Oh, I thought we had to find the star on one of these. No? Maybe it is this one. Okay, so we do star on that one. We do the W trident thing on that one, and then this one we do the Templar cross. That's it. Hey! Don't ask me how he made all this with 1866 technology, but aliens? Aliens.
I wonder where that goes to.
Just dive on in, Nancy. No? Okay. Guess we gotta go all the way back. For no reason. Nancy's getting her steps and her pedaling in, though, that's for sure. Helmet, back to the boat. Science. No, I don't think Bill and I would approve. Alright, we're getting close to the end of the game now. Got anything to say to us, Miss Katie?
I'm kind of busy here, if you don't mind.
Sorry.
Fine. Jeez. Bite my head off, why don't you? Okay, kayak, that's right. Let's go out to sea. Woohoo! Oh, wait. Before we go, there is one other second chance we can get if we go this way.
Guess I'd better stay away from there.
That sign won't stop me because I can't read.
This is the Drew residence. Please leave a message at the beep.
Hi, Hannah. It's Nancy. Listen, I got a little careless and ignored some warning buoys and smashed into some rocks while I was kayaking. I'm okay, but Katie's kayak is ruined, and I promised her I'd replace it. So could you do me a big favor and fix Dad his favorite dinner so he's in a good mood? Then have him call me on my cell? Thanks, Hannah. As usual, I owe you one.
Not Nancy trying to butter up her dad. That's how you know Nancy's rich. Alright, let's see what's in this sea cave.
Wow, this must be where Benjamin Hawkins used to hide out.
All sure.
Oops. Oh my gosh. Wow. Someone's trained her. She's not wild at all.
Woo!
Maybe she wants to play catch.
All right.
What a smart whale.
Yeah, it's definitely not a wild whale.
That piece of driftwood I found must have come from a container just like this one.
Oh. Seems like what they were doing is somehow they retrieved a bunch of these crates from the Whitechapel Dawn. Because Casey said that crates couldn't have come to the surface on their own, so they must have been retrieving them. Potentially to get whatever was being smuggled. And that's probably how they were doing it, is having the whale dive down and get the boxes for them.
Firestone. Those must belong to Katie.
OMG. Well, I think we better get out of here and call the police on Katie. She has some explaining to do. Come on, whale, let's get out of here. Alright, and now is going to be our one mandatory phone call of the game that we have. Well, I guess not the only mandatory phone call, but the one that we don't really have any choice in.
Hello?
Hi, Nance. We're bored silly here, so we thought we'd give you a call. What's going on?
Great timing, you guys. You will not believe what I just discovered.
Your friend's a criminal.
What? Tell us.
For one thing, that orca that's been causing all the trouble around here, it's not wild at all. It's been trained.
How do you know?
Because I played fetch with it. I'd toss something into the water, and it would use its head to kind of bonk it back to me.
Maybe it just picked that up on its own.
No, see, I found this hidden sea cave, and in it was this harness-type thing like the military uses on the orcas that it trains.
So what do you think it's been trained for?
I'm pretty sure it has something to do with that piece of driftwood I found.
Do you think somebody trained the orca to dive down to that shipwreck and retrieve whatever the Whitechapel Dawn was carrying?
Casey the librarian did say the ship could have been smuggling something, and people don't usually bother smuggling something unless it's valuable.
Who trained it? That's what I want to know.
Well, in that hidden sea cave, I came across something else.
What?
A pair of work gloves. They had Katie's name on them.
Oh my gosh. Katie's behind all this?
Not necessarily. Those gloves may have been stolen from her.
Have you asked her about them?
Not yet. I'm on my way to do that right now.
Well, get going and let us know what she says as soon as she says it.
I will.
Right, let's go confront Kate.
Katie's gone.
Oh my gosh. She gone. Where'd she go? Well, we gotta do something about that. Let's go see if any of our other friends will help us.
Hang on, I'll be right with you. Hang on, I'll be right with you.
Okay, that's helpful.
You again?
I need a favor. I need you to take me out on your boat.
Right now? What for?
Well, it's a long story, but Katie Firestone may or may not be involved in something illegal.
I'm not taking my boat out now. It's almost dark. Just call the Coast Guard.
They won't do anything. I don't have proof.
Look, I'm not going anywhere. And if you know what's good for you, neither are you. Just forget it.
I heard everything you told Holt. Believe me, there's nothing I'd like better than to help you get the goods on Ms. High and Mighty. But I got a cafe to run. Try Andy Jason. I'm telling you, Andy Jason's your only hope. I'm telling you, Andy Jason's your only hope.
Man, she's telling us. Alright, let's go. Andy! Remember how I was uncomfortable about going out in a boat with you alone? Well, guess what I want to do now.
Hi, Nancy.
I was hoping you could help me.
I was just about to close up shop, but what do you need?
Katie fixed her boat and took it out. She may have gone out to the site of this old shipwreck. In any case, I'd really like to catch up to her.
And you'd like me to give you a ride?
Me and my kayak?
Kayak? Are you nuts? It'll be dark in 10 minutes. And what about the fog?
I need you to take me out 1.5 miles due northwest of the lighthouse. Please, this is really important. I can explain on the way.
Oh, man. You've got me so curious, there's no way I can say no. You just got yourself a boat ride. Be careful. I'll be waiting right here.
It's pretty spooky. Sneaking aboard a ship. Well, time to drink the last of our bravery lemonade, folks. Liquid Scooby's next. All right, let's go.
Whale's making her final dive. Good. The launch just brought in the last of the stuff that was stored in the sea cave. Another hour, and we'll be out of here.
If the crew sees me, I'm done for.
Now, interesting fact, when you get spotted in here, you'll be approached by, it'll show you a screen of 3, like, sailors, I guess, or whatever. Red LMP float. Ooh. Yeah, I don't want that hair ice cream. Yeah, if you get spotted by the crew, they will kind of approach you and it'll kind of show you their silhouettes. Interestingly, if you look at their silhouettes, they are doing the exact same pose. One guy, 2 girl, and 3. That's the same pose from the end of Scarlet Hand, where I think it's Heinrich, Jenna, and Alejandro, or maybe Alejandro and Heinrich. Anyway, it's the same pose from that game. Just obviously they're in silhouette, so you can't see their faces and stuff. So I thought that's interesting. I learned that from a Argle Fun video. Everything Wrong with Nancy Drew. You should check them out. They're pretty fun. Okay, this time let's actually hide.
What are you eating?
Beef jerky. Liberated it from that camping supply place. Want some?
Still can't believe you robbed those places. The boss was fit to be tied, especially after you hit that cafe.
Having that tunnel with all those trap doors and nobody suspecting a thing? It was like being a kid with a key to the candy store. I couldn't help myself.
Kid with the key to the candy store. Can you tell I'm a bad guy because I'm from Jersey?
Animal bird.
Hey, no snoozing. Boss says this Nancy Drew person is a real troublemaker.
Like she's gonna show up out here.
I'm just telling you what the boss told me. Keep your eyes on.
Where'd you put the notebook?
Boss has it.
Nice of Hilda nut job to leave it behind like that, huh?
Couldn't have pulled this off without it, that's for sure.
Shh, you hear something?
If it ain't the Goyle detective herself.
The voice actors. They're really trying their hardest, but sometimes you just gotta laugh at their delivery. So good. Oh wow.
That must be the orca I saw before.
A lot of crates and stuff. Very interesting. Very interesting. Well, well, well.
Katie? My gosh.
Well, see ya. Bye. Time to go.
I can't call anyone now. Someone might hear me. Not right now. Not right now. Not right now. Not right now.
How many punches I got in my fun pass? Man, you're really quiet today, Katie. Got anything to say?
Not right now. I can't call anyone now. Someone might hear me.
Okay, fine.
Nancy, I was afraid no one would ever find me.
What happened? How did you get here?
I fixed my boat and went right out to check on the whale, only the fog was rolling in and it was getting dark. Then I finally saw her, only she was being fed by some men in an outboard. They were putting some sort of harness on her. When they saw me, they rammed my boat, then grabbed me, tied me up, and brought me here. I don't know what's going on.
I think I do. They're using the whale to bring up smuggled cargo from a shipwreck.
Shh! Listen. Someone's coming! Hide! Hide!
Oh, yeah, so you didn't hear that?
Not right now. I can't call anyone now.
Say goodnight, Nancy.
Yeah, like, I can't use my phone. I gotta be quiet. Also, Katie, what the heck? And then Katie being like, somebody's coming. Quick, hide, Nancy. I love not doing what you're supposed to do at critical moments. It's pretty fun.
Well, Katie, you'll be happy to know that your friend Nancy will be joining us any minute. Hey, how'd you get that gag off? Well, it appears she's already here. All right, where are you? Nancy.
Which, like, okay, how does Andy not know she's here? Like, he literally brought us here himself?
I can't call anyone now.
Somebody stop her.
Somebody stop me. Don't stop me, because I'm having a...
Oh no, I'm trapped.
Well, what do we have here?
I knew it was you all along. And I told Holt and Jenna, if anything happens to me, they'll know you did it.
Nice try. But I can smell a bluff a mile away. You're about to become the victim of an unfortunate kayaking accident. Or maybe I'll tell my customers that the snake horse got you. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Aha! Attack! Hit him over the head.
Say goodnight, Nancy.
Good night, Nancy. Well, that's the game. Well, thanks for coming, everybody. It's been fun. Yep, unfortunately, that's the last Nancy Drew game, because Nancy just dies. Oh well. Shame they never made any more games after this, but oh well, what can you do? Anyway, I guess I'll be calling it a night. Yeah, like, what is his arm made of, like, titanium or something? He's got, like, metal bones or something, like Wolverine. Like, he just bone, like it's made of frickin' styrofoam or something. Okay, well, let's try that again. There's gotta be something else we can do, right?
Well, what do we have here?
I knew it was you all along. And I told Holt and Jenna, if anything happens to me, they'll know you did it.
Nice try.
Winter Soldier.
But I can smell a bluff a mile away. You're about to become the victim of an unfortunate kayaking accident. Or maybe I'll tell my customers that the snake horse got you. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Yeah. Man, these people really went to the school of cheesy villains, huh?
What did you do that for? Say goodnight, Nancy.
Apparently his chin is not metal.
Way to go, buddy!
Nice. We did it.
Dear Ned, I've got to hand it to Andy Jason. The plan he cooked up to recover smuggled animal furs was a darn good one. First, he got himself an orca that the Russians had trained for covert military operations. Then he made it look like the whale was an orphan, so he could hide her in plain sight while she did his dirty work at night. Then he and his henchmen disabled Katie's boat to keep her out of their way. They needed work gloves, so they stole hers. In fact, Andy's henchmen couldn't resist using the tunnel they'd found out about in Hilda's notebook to steal practically everything they could get their hands on. But now Andy and his buddies are in jail. Jenna is serving more clam chowder than ever. Katie is planning to vote for Holt after all. The orca is getting along great with a local pod and is rapidly losing interest in humans. And I'm back on the ferry headed home. See you soon, Nancy. P.S. Just before I left, I saw something appear, then quickly disappear in the channel by Katie's boat. She said it was just a log, but I'm pretty sure it was you-know-who saying goodbye.
Not right now. Not right now. Not right now.
Oh boy. Hey, Sassy Detective. Congratulations on solving the Danger on Deception Island case.
Not right now.
Based on your cool sleuthing style, you are presented with the
Not right now.
Certificate of Award in recognition of finding an Easter egg. Arakari?
Not right now.
Hey, fellow detective. Ever been to a ranch? I haven't. but I've been invited to one. It's in Arizona, and it's
You
called
know what time it
Shadowland,
is.
and I can't wait to go. You're invited too, but I should probably warn you, it could be a little dangerous. Not right now. Not right now. Not right now. Not right now. Not right now.
You're right, Nancy. Not
Not
right
right
now. Soon. Oh, that's funny. I wonder if that was intentional. Are you supposed to be able to access your inventory during that whole thing? I don't know. Yeah. Well, that's another game in the books. There's something I want to point out in the credits here when it comes up. But yeah, that's Deception Island. That took us a little longer than some of the latest games. We've been streaming for about just under 3.5 hours, so still under 4, which is good, but usually 3 is as much as I like to do. But yeah, so next up is going to be Shadow Ranch. I don't know when I'm going to be playing Shadow Ranch. I don't have plans right now because I don't have the next pack yet, so I don't have Shadow Ranch. I think it's like the Adventure pack or something, so I'll have to buy that first, and then I'll be able to do Shadow Ranch. Okay, cast, let's see. Keep an eye out for the voice actor playing... Yeah, there's Jonah Van Spricken. Yeah, there we go. Wood Expert. Apparently they didn't want to try to spell Dr. Irina Pridovicu, so they just put Wood Expert. It's kind of funny. Yeah, I saw that in another Everything Wrong with Nancy Drew. But yeah, so I don't have Shadow Ranch yet, but I'll get it at some point. Probably be after tax season is done, so probably in another couple months or so. I might have a little spare change floating around. I'll be able to buy some more Steam games, and then we'll see about, you know, also having to find time to play the next ones. So it'll probably be a little while, but hopefully you'll all stick around, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it, because the next one, okay, we don't have to watch that again. We can get out of this. Stop it. Back to, there we go. So yeah, the next one, Shadow Ranch, is one of my favorites. Yeah, it's definitely a fun one. I have a lot of fond memories from a lot of stuff in it. There's a lot of good characters, and it's kind of surprising, honestly, because there are a lot of, like, there's not a lot, but there's several puzzles that are, like, kind of a pain in the butt if you don't know what you're doing. So I'm kind of surprised that, like, even after all that, I still really like Shadow Ranch. But yeah, I don't know. I just really like a lot of the stuff in Shadow Ranch. The music, especially, is really good in Shadow Ranch. I could sit and listen to the soundtrack for that game all day. It's just so good. But yeah, we'll definitely be playing Shadow Ranch at some point. So if you're not already, drop a follow. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe. And yeah, we'll be back for Shadow Ranch at some point. But yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out. It was a fun time, and yeah, hopefully you all had fun. We had fun with our adult bravery lemonade. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching. I guess we'll see you next time. Bye.